Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer Fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the Old World. I'm one of your hosts, Gummo, and I'm back as usual with Josh and Andrew. How's everyone?
Usual. Good.
You guys were on before me. You're all
I know. Bright and early.
Yeah.
2 orange boys ready to go.
Yeah. I didn't get the memo. The dress code tonight.
Yeah. Walker.
Cool. It feels like we haven't chatted for ages. I don't know why. I don't know. I think I've had a big week, but technically, when did we record last week? Normal Monday? And then we're recording Tuesday, so it's slightly
the extra day throws us out, eh?
Mm.
Yeah.
Whereas next week it's going to be like, oh, I feel like it's
we
barely,
just talked.
we just talked.
Yeah. So no, it's good. We've got well, we were going to cover a bit of MOAB this week because MOAB, the mother of all battles, is where Andrew is going to play his first 2250 tournament. Slightly different. You haven't played. That's true, isn't it? You haven't played. All your games have been 2,000 points. Is that right? Yeah.
Effectively. Yeah.
Yeah, and we will chat about this because there's a few more tournaments popping up, bending the meta a bit by adding different point levels and stuff. So this is interesting. And including the London GT, which just concluded, and we got asked in our Patreon questions to cover it, and then we had a look at it and whoa, actually, you guys went, I can't see the lists because you don't have
We don't have
BCP
the,
subscription. And then I went, oh, I do.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at them. So we thought we might talk about that because we've got a couple of questions about that. So be like opening a Christmas present. I'm sure we won't know what to expect, but
I still haven't looked at it. Yeah.
Right now,
to find out.
So a little bit of list chats today and just all that sort of the upcoming tournaments, and I will actually talk about a few upcoming tournaments in Australia as well, just to give them a shout out as well. So I think that'll be a little bit of gameplay stuff to chat about and listing and all the usual things. And some hobby and all the usual stuff that we talk about. So, but before we kick off, let's give our big shout out to our patrons. And I believe we had a new member join us as well. So they'll get our first big shout out. So thanks a lot.
Yes.
For those who aren't aware, if it's your first time listening or viewing on YouTube, we do have an Old World Fanatics Patreon over at patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. And these awesome folks, they choose one of 2 or 3 tiers to help us basically deliver Old World Fanatics week in and week out. So you can jump over to that Patreon link if you want to join in the fun and the Discord channel and chats and questions and all that sort of stuff. So let's just give them a quick shout out. So we have, drum roll, our newest member is Eugene Chafu, and I don't know if that's a funny name or not, like in terms of trying to be comedic or not, because his email, which I won't read, is totally standard sort of name. So I don't know if he was trying to. I don't know if I'm just. Is that a real nickname? I don't know.
I think it might be a joke. I don't know. Like he's got like a weird.
I'm sorry if it's a joke and I didn't.
I think
get
it's a Star Trek picture of Patrick Stewart.
Right. Oh.
So
did you just say? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. He'll have to tell us if we've got. Yeah. If we've totally missed the joke.
Is it a new person or not? I can't. Yeah. Or is it just renamed himself?
I don't know. So thanks, Eugene, for jumping on the 1D6 quick episode tier, which when we talk this long isn't a quick episode, but that's the joke of Old World Fanatics. And Benoit and Edward Fawcett, Cameron White, James McQuillan, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Joseph Justice, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, I should say, Sexy, Jelly, Herald of the Old World, Keel Hurd, David Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Thumper, Matt Morris, a big thank you to him because he's running MOAB, correct?
Yep. He's running MOAB.
Thomas Vavasour, Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Ninanawim, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wengler, Gilthos, Draconos, who I'm just going to give him a shout out right now. He won Best Painted at his tournament as well on the weekend as far as
He's a good
I
painter,
saw.
right?
Yeah, that was
It's so good.
Massive. Smashes them out. Diesel, Cameron Atkinson, Danny Gamer, William Payne, Robert Z, King Flippy Nips. King Flippy Nips.
Oh my God, it always derails us. And that's
King Flippy Nips, thank you. Andrew Harris, Bobby Gherkin, Gumwit, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. What's the picture today, Josh? What is that?
So it looks like a sow with
Gotcha.
pretty
Oh,
mid lactation.
there we go. We haven't done the Josh Vet topic episode segment for a while, so there we go.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's not start on
Anyway,
that
yeah.
one.
Big thanks, guys. Yeah, definitely helps us keep turning up every week. But look, if you don't want to join, that's all cool. Jump over to YouTube, hit like, subscribe. All that, everyone knows all the stuff you're supposed to do on socials these days. Cool. But with that, yeah, they basically we do the Patreon questions, which we actually like. We look forward to these. I don't know if I missed any because I filled this in 2 nights ago or a night ago, so I don't know if I missed any. But if I have, let me know.
When you started doing these Patreon questions, what was it like? 4 or 5 weeks ago, like I don't know. It's
not
maybe
we
more
haven't done
than
it for heaps long.
When you start doing it, it's like, oh, we might get a couple of questions here or there.
Yeah.
I don't know, see how it goes.
And now they're sending them in early.
Get a backlog.
Yeah,
it's great, and they're good questions. I really quite enjoy them.
Yeah, they're a good mix of like real like thoughtful stuff, a couple of funny ones, and then sometimes just stuff that they want to learn about us, which I kind of think is quite funny when they ask us questions about, well, we got some comments from last week's one about like hobbies, and yes, running is a hobby, and then someone else I think said today that need a different name for running or something. Well, I don't know. It's funny. So that was all cool.
Yeah, it's a pursuit.
Fargram the Exile said, do you see the Australian old world competitive community growing to the size of the AOS community, where players regularly travel interstate and events sell out in minutes with multiple 100 plus player events a year? Would this be beneficial to the community or a detriment, do you think?
Oh, man. That's a big question. Would this be beneficial? Okay, well, I mean, that's multiple points to that question, isn't it? Like, first, do we see it grow into the size of Age of Sigmar?
Well, so firstly, I didn't realize. I knew
competitive.
AOS was big. I didn't realize they'd have multiple 100 ones in Australia. So good on them if they do. But I guess that's true because I mean, what's it called? 40K would a lot. How big was
I guess they
AOS last CanCon when we were there?
CanCon is definitely more than 120. Like it is massive. So I mean, even more. Like it's I don't know, but at least that.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other ones. I think it was. Well,
that's the only bit I get. Like
maybe it was at
CanCon's
160.
huge,
Like it was massive at CanCon last year.
Yeah.
I can't name any other ones. So
I just don't know enough about it. Yeah.
But that one is massive. So
to be honest, I couldn't name another 40K one either. So it's not a dig at AOS. I just don't follow the other ones. So.
Well, how about can we see it getting to the point where, because you could say Castle has also brought in 100 people or more previously. Can you see Castle getting to that size again?
So at CanCon last year, or this year, sort of at the beginning of the year, I was like, "You wait, Old World's going to be at 200 next, next
12 months later."
Not 200, it's going to be massive.
Yeah.
I would probably say it's a bit slower than I would have thought, purely because, and it's not in hindsight, it's just normal. It's because the game's not fully out, and it's all a bit of a it's a dribbled out release and not much support. So I'm starting to lean towards maybe for Castle it might not ever, but it'd still get bigger than what it has been, I think. That's what I'm hoping. Because what we were at, 48? Was it?
Yeah.
52 and then dropped down, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. It was just shy of 50. So very similar number to what we got for 6 the year before.
Yeah. But different people. There was obviously a lot of similarities, but there was a lot of different people too.
There was there wasn't much crossover really.
I think you got to take in external dynamics. So for me, I think AOS got a big following because 40K probably lost some players with the new edition coming out. And I think AOS was possibly, I don't know if it was an easier crossover or Old World just wasn't around as well. That could be a symptom of that too. The last edition, you've got a lot of people from 40K coming over to Old World as well. I just think the last 40K editions just really put some people offside in the 40K realm. That's just my take on it as well.
Yeah, I think. So I'll say something. I think if we see I don't know if it's a second edition or whatever, but if at some point you get an Old World edition that comes out, big box set with the 2 plastic armies, I think whatever ends up coming after that I think that will bring a heap of more people in as well. Once you start getting new figures and not just all the with the re-release of old stuff. What I'm saying, I'll get it out, is you're getting all the nostalgic and all the old school people back, and that's cool. But it only gets so far because they've either moved on or they're doing something else or whatever, and you're going to get a certain number. But once you get that investment in from new stuff, I think you'll get some new blood as well, even more, and then you might be pushing those numbers. But an underlying question there, is it ever going to be up there size of AOS and stuff? Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Second part's easier, I think, to answer.
What was the second part again? Oh yeah, will plays. Wait, there was 3 question marks, but there was 2 question marks to the first part. Yeah, okay. So would this be beneficial to the community or a detriment? Do you think?
Well, I can't. I mean,
is that easier?
It's beneficial. Yeah, I think it's going to be beneficial the bigger it is. I'm not saying every tournament should be 100+ people. I'm not saying that at all. But I think it's good to have a couple of good, at least one big one. And I'm speaking it from Australia point of view here. You probably want at least that big one a year, plus a couple of other. Like you always used to get. What was that big one in? Was it Convic? You used to get like a fairly big one in Convic and down in Vic, and then you'd get CanCon, and you know what I mean. Like it was good to have a couple of the big ones, and then the others can be a bit smaller.
Yeah, I think there's obviously good and bad parts to it, because the bigger you are, the more you're gonna have the meta chasers in there and whatnot. Like it's sort of, I think there's good and bad parts to it. But obviously, like you're saying, like the more tournaments you got, the bigger player base. I mean, 90% of it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think it depends where you're from and where you live. Like, Rob from Honest Wargamer, he sort of talks about that. He likes the more smaller personal ones. And I agree in a sense. And I would agree definitely if you're in the UK, Nottingham's like 2-hour drive from you. They're on every second week. Then I like the idea that I can just pick a weekend. There's going to be a tournament with a drive away, and there's going to be 20 or 30 people there. Actually would like that as well, because then you don't have to plan this massive weekend away and all that sort of stuff. It's not a massive thing. You can just pick it up whenever. But you need a lot of players to not make that stale, because you can't have the same 20 or 30 people turning up every couple of weeks. It just doesn't work.
So, yeah, if you're going to go that regularly. I guess the risk if you have a massive scene where you do have multiple events where it's well more than 100 people at these events, like I don't know, it might it can run that risk of the competitive sort of scene sort of overtaking things quite a lot, I suppose, and just the general atmosphere of those events sometimes, if I know I've never been to like 40K and events and that type of thing, but I fear that some of the more people that come to tournaments for the casual aspect of gaming, I don't know. I fear that they might feel a bit more marginalised, I suppose, if there's loads of people and it's a really heavily competitive sort of situation.
Especially if that's the only option, But I'd hope that 100-player plus events mean that there's either other ones around to go. There's more people, so therefore there's more ability to run a satellite event that's narrative, sort of like what Donna does, and stuff like that. I think, that's where I just come back to that. The more people playing, the better. You would think, you'd hope. Yeah. I think on balance, it would be. I agree. The bigger the scene, the better. You can always just find different niches within that scene, and there's just the more people that are playing it, the more options you have. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Next question, Tommy Dogs. I think he's another guy got in pretty early.
Oh, this is your question, Josh.
Why do you guys think 7th is the forgotten child in terms of older editions that people still play? Is this something about the actual game itself, or just something about chronology, or not being quite old enough for the nostalgia?
That's funny. I didn't pick up on that last time, but that's sometimes real. I don't know if that's the case here, but that's funny.
Yeah.
It's not trendy enough.
I know you need a certain level of nostalgia, apparently, for these games.
It's still too easy to down. It's actually probably not, but yeah.
It's a funny question, isn't it? Because people only talk about 6th ed and 8th ed. And no one ever mentions 7th.
We were joking about that years when we were first doing 6th Ed podcast, and we're like, people listen to it, they'd be going, "Why do they keep talking in even numbers all the
that's
time?"
right. Yeah, you did joke about that. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Even numbers. Well, they never talk about 4th Ed much. 5th Ed occasionally gets a shout out.
Yeah.
I mean, 7th Ed is actually really good
Mm.
in terms of the rule set. The actual book itself is really it's very much an evolution of 6th Ed, where it's a cleaned up version, where some things have been simplified, especially the flea rules. A couple of things have been pared back a little bit. You do get a little bit more option for reforming. The problem with 7th was the army books, really.
Yeah,
especially the
I
later
mean, that's
ones.
what I hear. I will admit I am the worst person to answer this because I literally didn't have the book and didn't play it. I did buy it later after I'd played 8th. I bought the 7th edition book just to have it. But yeah, that's what I heard. It was all around the army books. But
It was, yeah.
and it never got all
especially-
the army books either, whereas 6th had them all out. You had that period, didn't you, where everyone got a book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
everyone
like the
got a
only
book.
edition that's done it, I think, or something.
Yeah.
6th.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Some people got 2 books.
True. Lucky buggers.
I know, it's so ridiculous.
So can I ask you a question about that? Like, so everyone talks about that, like, because I think you made a comment even on your podcast, which you can give a shout out in a minute. Your 6th Ed one that had been raised in other times, but usually gets shot down by the 6th edition. Like the people who actually play 6th Ed, it comes up occasionally. It's like, should we just play 7th, but with the 6th books?
Oh, that's more Ben. He just brings it up. He brings it up intermittently.
I thought it was something that a lot of people bring up, like in general, but then it usually
brought
gets
up by
shut
other
down.
people as well.
Yeah.
But he brings it up in terms of something for the local, like Melbourne community to move over to. And we're all like, oh, look, it's one step too far. Like, it's just, we have this fragile little community as it was, even last year. We were hesitant to do it. And it's like, if we change it, something like that, it makes it, I don't know, you might split things even more, you might have.
It would work if it was like the living rule book, like sort of Blood Bowl, if it was fully managed. If it became the only one game out there because Old World wasn't around and that became the thing, then I could see it surviving. But when it's, like I said, when it's a niche of a niche of a niche, it's a bit.
Yeah. So, no.
I also heard Magic's a bit. What was the difference? Did you Wizards have to keep their dice or something? It was a slight difference.
That's right. So you could only, the wizard itself could only use to cast spells from dice he generated or from the 2 dice you get as a general rule. So you can't just have like wizard batteries just like generating dice for other wizards, which was a nice little nerf. So
how'd you play that? Did you used to just put the dice in front of the wizard and stuff, like so you didn't screw around, or?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Or you'd have like colored
create the
dice,
spell
or
and have
you'd put it with the spell cards if you got spell cards, and
okay.
then you have 2 dice, put aside that any wizard can use.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There's other things too. I think Spawn got nerfed, although they got nerfed pretty hard. They became unstable, so they've gone from this unbreakable block in 6th Ed that you can't take. Swarms, sorry, not Spawn, swarms.
Yeah.
That you can't move,
and
they can't get shift.
Some wounds and they'd crumble basically.
Yeah, suddenly they're crumbling and they're actually terrible. So it's actually went the other way. But that was also an edition where infantry had to go to 5 wide to get rank bonus rather than just 4.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did remember that. I don't know why, but that did stand out for something. I can't remember what it was.
Good.
Yeah. And I think you also got little extra things like I think Battle Sanabera could stack on top of standards, which in 6th Ed wasn't a thing as well. So there's lots of little things that they were, tying up. But the overall gameplay is very similar to 6th Ed. There's definitely an argument that you could play with 7th Ed rulebook in the 6th Ed army books, and that would work pretty well. But you kind of need it to be all or nothing. You need either the whole community to be doing that or not.
The question, I guess, I'll come back to Magic again with that. Like, how does that work? Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not a problem. But like, how does that work with, like, say, what's a 7th Ed book? Demon's got a 7th Ed book. Did they get demon chaos like wizard level like cards type thing in 7th, but if you played with the 6th ed book, like how does that work? You know what I mean? Like is there magic that's in the army books? And if so, are you playing with 6th edition magic or are you playing with 7th edition in terms of the spells, not the magic casting? But
the spells were all published in the army book. So if you're using your 6th ed army book, you use the spells from that army book.
But what about battle magic? Was that in the rule book? The 8 laws?
That's in 6th ed book. Oh, I see what you mean.
So like what are you using? Which fire? Like what grey
think
magic are you using?
the laws are like for like. I'm pretty sure that's not one.
I think they would have been. I was wondering about that. Which spell are you using?
So that just swaps in.
Yeah, like are you using the 6th ed spells?
They did get.
It's a lot to be talking about for an old world podcast, but anyway.
They did tune it a bit as well. I know. They did tune it a bit. So yeah, I think you would just use the spells from the battle magic spells from the 7th ed book.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, we'll get back on some old world there. Sorry.
We gloss over Plasman's question. It was a little bit up.
I swear I've missed some because I grabbed some quickly the other night. But yep, what was it?
So yeah, he's talking about unit like the representation.
Oh yeah.
Want me to hit that?
Right. Yes. Yep.
All right. So what does each model in the game represent to you for the purposes of the fantasy battle? Obviously, the idea of 50 spearmen shuffling around in a 5x10 formation is ridiculous for the purposes of like epic scale. So he's just basically saying like, what does one model, one infantry or one cavalry model actually represent for you, I suppose, on the battlefield?
Yeah. Yep.
Like in your mind, I suppose.
Yeah,
I'd say like for me personally, I actually just look at it and it's like almost like a little mini battle for me. So it's like almost like a 1-to-1. I don't actually look at it as this grand, epic Lord of the Rings style battle.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of like, you got a little village and you're sort of like running around. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think the same as you. I just see what I like looking around the table and imagining that's the scene pretty much.
Yeah. I think so my views changed when I was a kid and played like 3rd. I swear 3rd even might have made some of those comments because that used to be a very big thing in like, like just wargaming in general, historical wargaming. I think somewhere it always made those comments that, like a centimeter is actually 100 meters. Oh, did it even? Yeah. They had some so I think when I was a kid, I used to think more about that. And plus, because you didn't have as many figures, so you were sort of, it was a bit, but as things became like, and the figures got bigger as well, I think it just sort of, that disappeared. And in my mind, I don't think about it. If I played something like War Master, I would definitely think about it more. Because it feels like, I'm not thinking there's 4 little guys next to each other. I'd be thinking that's a block of people. For old world, 1-to-1 at this point, and I know that's a bit sad because they wouldn't really have just 20 spearmen, but I mean it is what it is. Makes you buy more grey plastic and print more resin. So
we had 8th edition where you're running blocks of 50 and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I've been telling people to run 140 skeletons, so
Yeah, that's good.
Oh dear. Yeah.
So we had Sean comes off going off last week. Well, last episode. How would you feel if challenges were just removed from the game? Have you ever actually fought a dramatic challenge, or is it mostly just a gaming mechanic?
Okay. That is a big accusation. A big suggestion to take it out. I feel like it's a very sad day to take that out of the game.
And it's almost
I've definitely been involved in.
It's gone in 40k and all that stuff. I mean, it's long gone in those type of things, isn't it?
Was it ever in 40k?
Well, it must have been in the early editions.
Oh,
maybe it wasn't.
I had no idea.
I have no idea. No, I just assumed it was.
I've never played 40k. I've never been involved in it. I assumed it wasn't.
It might not have been. That's the thing. Maybe that in that case, it's even more unique to sort of the fantasy side of things,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's because I figured 40k was like more skirmish and everything spread out. That like the thematic of a challenge doesn't quite work properly because you just move them into base contact anyway, like if you want.
Yeah, it could be.
Like, is challenging a thing in Age of Sigmar? Or do they get rid
You're
of
asking the wrong person here. I don't think
I've
so.
played it. And I don't know. I don't think it
I
is.
can't
No.
remember. Yeah.
Nah, because you got like so many attacks and
It's
stuff.
definitely not an AOS 1. I remember reading that whole rule book.
Nah. I'm gonna
All four of those pages.
Yeah. I could see
yeah.
it.
It must have taken you all night getting through that book.
Yeah. I swear, I think I read it when I was out with my daughters when they were getting a horse riding lesson. So when it first came out, so it didn't take long to skim that PDF. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's no points.
Yeah. No, I think. I mean, unfortunately, yes, mostly it is a gaming mechanic in terms of how players use it. But I think there's always an option there that people can use it for the drama that it's designed for. And sometimes you do it. Sometimes you do go, a lord challenges and you've got a champion a lord and you go, I'm going to stick with my lord, let's have a showdown.
Yeah.
I do that often, like I think that's totally thematic and I'd be really sad to see it go.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't take it out. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd do something. Even though I will admit, and I probably haven't looked at it that much because my brain's been a bit fried the last couple of weeks working on this other job. But I still didn't get. You know how you brought up your change to challenges, and then people were just showing me examples in our chat. I still didn't get it all. But anyway, that's how. I was like, what?
Oh my god, the people actually
even
the
say
idea.
What. I was probably more like, I still haven't run into that situation. But anyway, that's fine.
Because you guys get like no, I don't think that's worthwhile. Josh, like, oh shit, okay. And then they got all these Patreons seem to know
Sean
more.
And at least I think it was at least Sean and Gilthos came to your not defense, but gave me examples.
Well, they support it. I think one was he saying he charged a couple of things into a dragon or something, a chariot and another lord, and then some other unit, and then the thing you challenged just was the chariot was pretty much rendered irrelevant because he could.
Yes, that's right. I got that bit. I guess my question is, I think my not understanding of it being a problem was I just didn't seem it happen that much. I guess, but that's the thing. Maybe I just ever don't run into the situation. But,
it's only a situation if the thing is misplayed, caught out of position, and then suddenly you can get off a multi-charge into it. That's actually when it's actually valuable because it's a get out of jail free card for the dragon in that situation.
Yeah. Cool. Ben Miles, we might slightly. Oh, hang on, no. Well, this is good segue unless we've got any other questions. We've got 2 left, but they're basically segueing into our topics.
Well,
so I didn't miss any, or did I miss a couple more?
Plasman had one, which is probably he had a 2-part question.
Okay.
So the second one was going to be a big question. I was going to leave it as well, but he was basically asking, what's your opinions on dual purpose infantry who are also ranged units such as Quarrelers, Orc Araboys, and then obviously people went into a certain high elf unit as well, which is quite famous for being a ranged infantry unit. But yeah, for using them as
seafaring unit by chance,
your frontline units. What do you guys reckon? There's some good ones in there.
Oh yeah, no, I think they are. I think they just all. I think if anything, it's like we said about the infantry thing. Everyone's like, it still doesn't do anything. Probably doesn't help. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not. It's not going to make infantry better just because they can also do a bit of ranged. I think like it's not going to change too much. But yeah, I think. I think if anything, I think it would give you. Yeah, but you don't really bring it for the fighty thing. It's just because it's just art.
Yeah. But it can kind of fight too, can't it? Like it's got static combat res.
It's
you can't kill it.
Yeah. No, I think that's it makes you look at it and go, well, maybe I'll take that unit over just say Orc Boys, for example. I don't know. Yeah.
How do you find the Quarrelers? Do you use them much? Andrew?
I don't, because they're weapon skill 3. I can't get over that. I don't know why. I'm just begrudged that they've lost weapon skill.
Did they used to be weapon skill 4? Like, did that drop from previous
Yeah,
editions?
they did.
Oh,
Dwarves
it
are
did.
always, 4-3-3-4, weren't they? Yeah.
But you've now
Yeah.
got like for core, it's mainly because you now got the not quarrelers, the bloody scouts, rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers are now on core, which to me are fantastic. I take rangers over quarrelers any day of the week. I like rangers, really good. So it's only maybe because I got a better option. I'm not taking the quarrelers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But Rangers also dual use then? Like, can you give them a missile weapon? Rangers or not?
Yeah,
Yeah. They come
throwing
yeah,
axes.
crossbow
throwing
and
axes.
Oh,
throwing
crossbows.
axes,
Okay, right.
Oh, yeah. Rangers.
Okay,
Rangers.
so
Double-handed
there are
weapons,
some useful
and then
dual
sword
use
and shield as well, do they?
infantry.
They got everything, don't they?
Yeah,
They're
they're
loaded up
like
with-
scout. They're friggin' fantastic. One of my favorite dwarf units. Ranger
As an
units
op-
outside of.
I don't know why I just thought of that. I sort of thought of this. I don't know why I was thinking about it when I just went for a walk before like dinner, and I was walking back, and I must have been watching something on YouTube on my phone or something, or listening, and I was just thinking about the Motley Rule and how fucking stupid it is, and why anyone thought it was a good idea, or rather than just go like the old school way of just going, get to choose whatever weapons you want, like Slayers and Black Orcs. Who the hell decided let's individually track and make you buy every different weapon option that you might be able to have in that unit and then work out? Like, it's just overly complicated for no reason. It doesn't do anything for the game. And I don't know why I was thinking about it. I was crossing the road going, who the fuck decided that was like, anyway, not to be negative.
Damn you, Danny.
I mean, you're right. Yeah.
I'm just going to blame Danny for everything.
And it's not even, and I guess the thing I was thinking about it's not even in any of the other editions, is it? Unless it's in the ancients.
It could be a fourth head or something. I don't know. It'd be before my time. As far as where 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th had never had different weapon options.
Not to that level, and
where you have to individually track what each model has.
Yeah, and even when you're taking things off, you gotta go. Yeah, it's like God's sake.
Yeah,
so
overcomplicated.
Yeah, for no.
The closest you have, I guess, is the gore ungore thing, where you've got a dual herd
unit.
I suppose.
Yeah, true.
But I think that was pretty easy to work out. It'd just be the guys at the front take wounds, But yeah, that.
Yeah, just I don't know what, baby. Just thinking about all the stuff the Rangers had, I was like, God, yeah.
Imagine if you got hit like, okay, this is a terrible thing to say, but imagine if you're thinking about that, you step out on the road and you end up in hospital like a car.
Yeah.
So you're like, what happened? Why'd you get hit by a car? I was like, I was thinking about the Motley Rule.
Just sue Games Workshop. What the hell? That was such a dumb rule. I almost got killed. The things you think about. This is what this game does to you, hey? Just the randomest times of the day. Something pops in your head. Cool. Well, our two last questions, we won't answer them right now because we'll just cover a little bit of other stuff. From Benoit, who said, what's your take on Bretonians coming first, second, third, and fourth? At the 48-player London Grand Tournament. So 4 out of 5.
48 players. Holy shit.
I think they took 5 out of the top 10 were Bretts, but 4
there
out
was
of
7th
5.
as well, wasn't there? Like
something like that, yeah.
And then I couldn't see any other Bretts like further down. Like
no, not really. There was a few Wood Elves then, and then you're like, oh, man.
Just an auto win.
But you guys haven't looked at those lists, right? At all.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to play a little. I mean, we won't. Obviously, you can't guess each person's list because you don't know the person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more like you might just have to sort of guess what you think were in them. Like, and maybe different variants of them, and then we can have a look how close we get.
It's going to be much more detailed guessing than I think we're going to do, but
cool, that's fine. Thematically, and then Matt said should be some interesting thoughts on the MOAB list in tonight's episode, which there will. And that's the other thing we'll chat through what Andrew's taking, as well as some of the lists that we saw.
Oh yeah, there was some
cool.
There's some good chats getting around with that. Some good lists, particularly one very interesting.
Oh, cool.
But yeah.
News-wise, not much. Warcom got a new site, which I won't go into, which didn't look any much different, but whatever. They keep fiddling with things. And I just did want to give Josh's 6ed bonus episode, whatever you want to call it, a shout out. He launched his 6ed. What do you call it? Six
Ed fanatics.
So if you are into that and you haven't seen it yet, it is. Now, we do have it on our current feed and our channel. And I did see one comment saying, maybe move it to a different one. But it's not every week. So we're like leaving it how it is. And we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be once a month. I'm intending to do it. And I'm probably going to do it to coincide with each round of the campaign, to be honest. And it's almost like this is a space just for me to talk about the campaign.
Yeah, it's fine. And in our defense, and I'm not saying that anyone's complaining about it, which I don't think they are, we started as 6ed, and that's why we said Old World Fanatics. We didn't say the Old World TM Fanatics. So just FYI, people,
I shouldn't even need to rename it. Just publish it as an Old World Fanatics episode. As long
as it's in the Old World somewhere. Like, when Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay releases Old World Edition, we might talk about that. It's not just Old World. So hopefully people understand that. Let us know. Obviously, if it gets confusing, we'll look at it, but I don't think so at this time. We want to just shout out some tournaments coming up, though, because 2 got added to here that I thought were worth shouting out as well later in the year in Australia. And I've probably missed heaps. We haven't really updated this list unless you guys have. So we've got MOAB this week.
No.
Queensland's got one.
What, 4 days?
Actually, there's 2 coming up in the October 19th to 20. Birthday. What's it called? Birthday? B-Day. Is it birthday slaughter? What did I write there? Do you remember?
I don't know. Did you write that?
Maybe. I probably did. Anyway, Queensland. Someday Slaughter GT. That's not the Queen's birthday, but it's the King's birthday in Queensland or something, is it?
It's a different day in Queensland.
I don't know. October 19th, the Old World Tournament in Chirnside Park, Vic. Yep. Then we've got Gathering Darkness 2 down in Victoria. Are you going to get to that, Josh, on November 2nd?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet.
Interesting.
I might be able to. Definitely can't do the Chirnside Park one, but
okay, yeah.
But maybe the
we've got the 2 that I want to give a shout. So HeroCon in ACT on the 30th. It's a 2-dayer on the 30th of November. It's the 80, like the Australian Defence Force ran and charity type sort of conference they do at tournaments they do down there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try maybe make that. I'll see how I go. So that might be interesting. Really? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I can swing another weekend for Christmas and head down there. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't broached the subject with the other authorities in the house, but we can do that.
You're not going to
did get an official invite from Ben, who's obviously going to it. Ben Cray, who's actually running the next tournament. So I could always say Old World Fanatics have been officially invited. So, basically the job. Got to go.
Yeah, a podcasting junket.
And then, cool. This just happened today. So we got inquired. A couple of people hit us up about what's happening with CanCon. What's happening in CanCon? Which is, for those who are international, it's probably the biggest. Well, it is the biggest.
It always is
gaming, tournament in Australia. It's always on the Australia Day or whatever they call it these days. Long weekend in Jan. I can't go this year, next year, because of my birthday, my daughter's birthday, 18th. So that's my out. Not that I want to be out, but it's a shame. But yeah, it hasn't been announced who's going to run it, what's going to happen. We've got, like I said, Ben Cray's stepped up to TO it.
Well, it wasn't going to happen, was it? Like it was basically like it was going to be Holz's stuff. Like nearby with your narrative stuff with Mordheim.
Yeah,
I think Ben was going to run it in Jolt, or someone was going to run.
Was
Jolt
he
nearby?
I heard there was going to be another Jolt.
Is that?
I'm not sure who was going to do it, or maybe it's still going to happen. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy that 24 hours later, because other Ben Halliday was mentioned, like saying it was.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, we're confusing. Nothing else is going to happen here, but yeah.
I was confused as well.
But yeah,
Ben Cray's the person who smashes me with his Chaos Army all the time. Okay. For those who want to go back and listen to me talking about how I got steamrolled by a Chaos Army. No, he's awesome.
But it's funny how 24-hour difference can make it. Like if we'd record this last night, we were all being like, "Oh, shame."
We were going to give CanCon a shout out in a sense. Who wants?
I'll probably go play War Master at CanCon instead or something.
Yeah.
So no, heaps cool. So they're targeting like 60 players. And the interesting thing, which I missed it on first read, and it sounds like Andrew did too, was it's 3 days, the first 3-day one for a while. So going old school.
Since 8th ed.
2,400 points. So even more 8th ed-ish. But 2 games per day. So not the crazy marathon 8 tournament 3-day. 8 game.
8 games over 3 day thing. That was
so 3 days.
That
2 per day, enough time to go around the conference. I really like that. I mean, obviously,
me
you have
too.
to take 3 days, but man, that's attractive. And I'm like, damn it, can't make it.
Oh no, I'm usually there for 3 days, so I'm all for this. I'm really keen.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So get to it. Get signed up if you're in Australia, or if you want to fly over here, go for it. Sounds good. Maybe we'll get Ben on at some point. We can have a chat about what he's planning. And I'd like to hear from ASB what his thoughts on 6 day, 3 days, because he loves the 3 day. But I know he would love the 3-day 8 game.
He probably won 8 games, didn't he?
I want to hear what ASB thinks of that. He'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. At 2,400, I feel like 2 games a day is fine. Like if we're trying to jam 3 games in for multiple days. I just feel like we'll never finish games.
You'd need some stimulants for sure.
Yeah.
Mother, Red Bull, cocaine, coffee,
other stuff. Yep.
I don't think it's any comp, is there? Like he's written that there's no allies and no mercs.
Allies. Yeah, or no mercs,
which is a bit sad.
Yeah.
But
I've seen that
otherwise,
in a few. There's been a few no allies and mercs.
Yeah.
So.
Is MOAB letting in allies and mercs or not? I know what it is. It's allowing allies. I know there's one list I saw that definitely has allies.
Yeah, definitely I had allies.
Yeah, I think allies were a thing in quite a few. I don't remember.
I think HeroCon's allowing everything too, if that was the one I was looking at. So it's cool. I like I said at the beginning, there's a few of these tournaments popping up with, either allowing a little bit of different points, and then plus, more of them popping up allowing allies and stuff. So not against it to shake the meta up a bit, which was probably a good, I shouldn't say segue because we've got hobby yet, but into chatting about, as we get into chatting about the LGT. But anyway.
Yeah. I almost feel like we should swap these segments around, just do hobby first before the questions, because the questions are segueing nicely into the main topics.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We should.
And we've got to put the brake on and go, let's do hobby.
Let's do some. Let's get some listener, hit us up on YouTube about this. Not only about the format, but I was thinking, because we like to ramble, and I like to ramble and talk, and we like our 2.5 hour episodes. But at the same time, if we switched, say, well, it's not going to work with your suggestion, Josh, just then, but if we had more of the main topic, like straight into it, and then you did hobby and some other stuff at the end, would people rather that as well and then just jump to it? Or, do you know what I mean? I feel like it doesn't matter because you just press the buttons on the description and jump to where you need to get to.
So you do the main topic and then the superfluous stuff at the end.
Yeah, for all the hardcore listeners if we're still painting. Yeah. But Josh had a good point there where the Patreon questions lead on to the main topic. So that sort of just totally wiped out my idea. But anyway, that's all cool.
Yeah, you don't have to do my idea. I like how you've hidden this question, by the way, because I'm assuming you're sort of hoping the Patreons are going to chime in. You've hidden this question like 45 minutes in, so it's only really people that are
only the people who I want to
decently far into the episode.
Exactly. I don't care about the people who listen to 10 minutes and leave. Good.
Very strategic.
Oh, good. They're all friends.
All listeners are important, Gomo. They're all equal.
They are. They're all.
Except the Patreons. They're
a little bit more equal than the rest.
That's right. Do you want to smash into a little bit of hobby then before we hit these going through some lists? Because feels like hobby. I don't have heaps. Have you got a lot, Josh? Like you've been?
No, I feel like I've been doing stuff, but I don't think it's going to take very long to talk about. Do you want me to go through it?
Yeah,
No.
Go for it?
Yeah.
Go for it, yeah.
All right. Tiles. I've been doing tiles.
Yes.
That's all I've been doing.
Oh,
so pretty.
Entirely dedicated to painting tiles. I'm starting to... I love painting really small stuff. Like when I was playing War Master, I was enjoying painting that small stuff too. So I have a lot of these tiles to paint. I've been trying to aim to do like 8 or 10 a day. And it's like I'm working out a system in terms of doing it. Because there's lots of dry brushing, lots of contrast, a little bit of shading, and then more dry brushing. But I've got a quarter of the map done now. So about
so funny you could finish this, hang it up, and it'd be an artwork. People wouldn't know. Yeah, this is actually my campaign map, but it looks. Yeah,
it is awesome. That is frame worthy, definitely.
Well, one thing I'm intending to do, I haven't got around to doing this yet because I was just focusing on getting all the different functional bits of the campaign, is there is actually frame edge tiles you can print as well to actually give it a border, which would be nice. And I'd be keen to do that once I've got all the other shit to get done.
This is pretty far out there, right? But you know how we were saying that Cathay and all that might be a couple of years out? You could keep printing and eventually get to Cathay and the other places. Bit too much? Okay.
Just playing off on Josh's.
I feel like at this scale, this would be ridiculous.
It's not a globe, Josh. Come on, just keep going.
That's right.
This is just a tiny bit of like this, you know.
If you do it long enough, it'll eventually curve back around and join up. You won't need those border tiles.
There we go.
Sorry.
Oh,
that looks fantastic, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. So
on little flags.
Yeah, I've got the little flags on. So that's for people that are owning, they're different players' terrain thingos.
I just love the color of the ground bit. Like I know all the details are cool too, like the little towns and tents and stuff. But what you've done with the mix of that yellowy green and a bit of the brown and the earth, you get and I'm assuming that's most, like you said, contrast with a bit of dry brush, really.
It's like 3 or 4 different contrasts that I sort of blend, so I have different shades of contrast in that, and then I'll do a pre dry brush, and then I do the contrast, then a post dry brush, and then I do a diluted shade and a bit more dry brushing, and then sometimes I'll put the contrast back on just to get the vibrancy back up again, like those little orange tents there. Like I had to multiple layers of contrast to get that going.
Question, Josh, can you raise settlements?
No, I haven't got anything like that in the game.
Okay.
Jeez, look at the little water thing. Oh man, that's so good. I'm gonna have to print some of these out and give it a go. It looks cool.
You gotta print them. They're so fun.
They look cool.
One thing that I have been experimenting with, I don't have a photo of it, but I'm kind of fiddling around doing it, is I want to have like army markers for people. So last night I attempted to print off a little base that's like 2 centimeters by 15 mil of Wallmaster STLs scaled down
even
to like
more. Wow.
1/5, like 20% size.
To try and
like absolutely micro.
What was your layer height sitting at? 0.01.
Oh, I actually didn't alter my layer height. It's 0.018, I think.
Yeah,
that's what
I think you shared me your thing and it was pretty low. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, I haven't managed to prime it, so you can't really see it. But I get some Chaos Warriors in it, and it's sort of, I think it's okay. Anyway, I'll do a few more of them. It'll be
so. If Warmaster is what, 10 mil, or is it a bit bigger than that?
It's 10 mil. Yeah, it's 10 mil. So if I'm trying to aim for like 2 or 3 mil.
So this will represent an army marching around, sort of thing.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, it's just a marker. So if someone's saying I'm going to attack that tile, I can just plonk the little marker on, and it's just.
Oh yeah.
It'll
so
have
you won't actually do all their army up as 2 mil, so they can move around on the board.
I'll try and use elements of their army in there because I mean, there's enough Warmaster minis that you could like put some Warhawks and a Tree Man and some Glade Guard, like for a Wood Elf sort of thing.
Wow. Jeez.
But yeah.
You're dedicated.
Settlers of Catan Ultimate Edition.
This needs to be printed in White Dwarf. But anyway.
It's so good.
Oh dear. Yeah. We'll see how we go.
Oh man.
With that. The hard thing is printing just totally scale.
It
does.
It's an infinite rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is so good.
I'll hopefully have some updates for that in the next week or two. But yeah. That kind of stuff. But yeah, that's my hobby. That's it.
I wish I was there.
Cool.
That's so good.
Well, looking good.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Do you want me to do mine, Andrew? Or?
Oh, I can do mine. Been making more hobgoblins. So I have been. So I hit up Hey Jake for some base adapters. I don't know if I told you about.
You were
that.
saying you were going to or something. Or,
yeah. So I just because I wanted it quicker, I was gonna hit up the guy that you went through. It was a game store down in Melbourne.
Yeah, Irish miniature horde.
Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good product as well. But I just went local just to get it quick. So yeah, shout out to Hey Jake for getting me that quickly. And then also I've been doing some more experimentation with I don't know if you guys saw my post on Legions. So Legions, if people don't know, is like the local Newcastle club where obviously me, Gummo, and Josh all met back in the day. They work it's kind of like a pub or a club / pub. And we all play upstairs there. And I asked a question about basically because I don't know if you guys I had this question last time about what happens.
The melting, bending plastic or whatever.
Plastic.
Yeah.
And
you tried just hot water.
Yeah, I did. So Will, I put a post up and Will, is it Sansos? Is it? Will?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's just Will. I don't know. Say his last
name. Yeah. He always posts up there. Great guy. He got back to me. He gave me a big. Basically, he said throw boiling water in like a heat-proof, bowl or whatever into the microwave, and you got to overboil it for like 30 seconds. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, big caution, because if anybody knows that overboiling, if you throw something in that reacts with the water like sugar or coffee, it'll
bang. Yeah.
Yeah. And people get 3rd-degree burns out of this stuff. So don't just be really careful with it.
Oh my God.
But basically I boiled it, threw it in the kettle, put it in the microwave close to a minute, took it out, put the mini in, and it was bubbling away. Took it out. It bended a little bit. I got to admit, it's hard to actually bend a miniature like an arm, like a full arm. Like you can bend the sword and small stuff. So I thought, I'm going to sacrifice the hobgoblin to the, I don't even know what hobgoblin gods are, but
one of the ones out at Hashut land. Yeah.
Yeah, Hashut in the mountain. So sacrificed him. I put him in the water.
Yeah.
And microwaved him for a minute. He came out. In the water.
Yeah, but in the bike. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's come out. It was a little bit more pliable. And I was able to bend him. He didn't melt, actually. It was probably the best result.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't fantastic.
Because you're trying to bend. So go back. You're trying to bend his legs, are you?
Yeah. So basically,
get on the wolf or something.
Yeah. So I'm using the Chaos
wolf, whatever it's called.
Chaos Warhounds. I've got them. I'm getting the hobgoblins.
Goblin.
Slitters. Hobgoblin slitters from Age of Sigmar. And basically, I'm trying to slot him onto the Warhound to use him as a wolf rider.
Microwaving figures.
So I'm trying to move his legs around and his arms and stuff so he can kind of sit on the wolf. It's kind of working. It's working. Like he's not gonna, this isn't gonna.
How many will you need? How many do you have to do?
You got
I'm trying to work out how many I want. So I've got about 10, 15 done so far.
Yeah.
Does anyone else in the household know that you're microwaving figures?
Well, like I was saying, I didn't want to tell the missus because she's got this thing about PFAS and microplastics. So I was like,
I thought it'd be like my wife's like, it's like every room starts getting infected with Warhammer at some point, and if it hits the kitchen,
yeah, that's a line I try and across.
I waited till she was out. It's I'm smart with this, boys. You got to be smart with this. You don't do any misses.
You do.
What are you doing? Oh, don't worry. Making some 2-minute noodles. Anyway, so that was my hobby, and getting everything ready for MOAB, which we'll hit in a sec.
Could you try with a candle? Just heating it up over a candlelight? Because that'll get really hot. It'll also get close to melting.
Or even like a cigarette.
So I was trying to
like one of those. Not a cigarette, but like a lighter thing. Would that do it?
A lighter could do
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
Because I was just trying to think back when I managed to inadvertently make my plastic lances go bendy. It was when I was using a candle to melt the banners into flowing shapes. And it was just while I was doing that, the lance went boop and drooped. And I was like, oh, God. So, yeah, maybe try with a candle.
Just hold like an inch above. Just to... Yeah.
Well, you might need some forceps or something because if your fingers are there,
it's going to get
you won't be able to touch it.
Yeah, my fingers
could work. Maybe try another sacrificial hobgoblin.
Oh yeah, I've got hundreds, so that's not. I've got many waiting to be sacrificed. Gummo, what'd you get up to?
I'm still trying to. I'm just getting through this first batch of orcs. Like I said last week, just rebased. So I finished my Doom Divers, which was cool. So like the one on the right was like half painted from like 10 years ago, but not finished. So then I just finished the other dudes. I think the guy on the left's a resin and the fine cast. And the guy on the left is a metal one that they're both bought off like eBay and stuff like that. So they're done originally because the guy at the back, little Doom Diver dude on the flying stand, I did him back then. Like because I was originally using him as the Doom Diver marker because it used to be like that 1-inch marker, so that's why I painted him, but I didn't paint the rest of them. So that's why it's a different green. But I'm like, that's fine. For some reason, I still had 2 Nikons left, so I had to rebase them. And then just that wizard guy that I've had for ages, but I pulled him off the base and put him on a bigger one. I'm not even going to use him yet, but I'm just slowly picking things out. Oh, that needs to be rebased. Did the shaman on the boar.
Nice.
That's really it, really. The only thing that I did with the so I'm still getting through the orc boar boys that I originally done. And again, some of these guys I'd painted like 5 years ago, like started doing them, and then I didn't finish them, and so they're sort of in a bit of.
Was that during 8th ed or during?
No, it was after. It was 9th, I think, and I bought a box, and then I never got anywhere with them, and I just left them. And then since then, the whole slap chop came out, so I resprayed some of them back to like that zenithal, and I was like, But anyway, so now I'm like just fixing this group up. I've got another 10 in boxes, like on sprue, so they'll at least come out potentially.
That'd be worth a pretty penny now. The old boar boys, I reckon.
Which ones?
You
mean the old ones, or like not these guys? Because these guys are out now.
Yeah, those guys are.
Oh, they're the plastic ones, are they? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now I've got a heap. I've got probably 20 of the old ones, but and they are painted, but they're just crap because I've had them for years. So that's the thing I'm just redoing. I don't want to use them, so that's why I want to use the newer ones. So I'm just finishing the boards now.
The new ones?
I prefer the new ones versus the old ones, but I'm still not in love with these ones. I think the orcs look a bit too simple and a bit weird, and probably prefer some of the 3D prints out there, to be honest. But I've already got these guys, so I might as well.
Well,
the savage looked awesome. I'm so disappointed they were moved on.
Do you think? I can't remember. Are they different? Like same issue you're having now, but are they different legs then? But the same sprue as the orc, savage orc sprue that was there? I can't remember because it definitely looks like the top's almost the same sometimes as the normal savage orc. Or they all just different? I can't remember. Someone will have to tell me.
To me, I thought they were quite different. But
they might have been. I might be getting confused. Yeah, cool. But anyway, I'll see. I won't get them done before our game if we get a game in tomorrow. But the boars might be done. But unfortunately, there might be some white orcs running around.
Guys.
They won't take long to do. I just haven't had as much time to get them done, but is what it is. Oh, just talking about that's all I did. No, sorry. One other thing I printed, which is blasphemy, but I just wanted to try it out, was like a multi-part Orc Boy 40K
You want to? Wait, hold on.
kit.
Oh, you found something, did you?
Yeah. Oh, that's not focusing.
Oh, that is blasphemy.
But it's printed in and I've noted it's all multi-part. I've noticed. So I found a bunch of these Patreons and all that now with 40K. I was just looking through it, and I guess because it's more sophisticated, because there's so much of it. If you get the right ones, they're all multi-part. And the cool thing about that is that yes, it's slower to put together, because that was one of our things, Josh, that I said I realized that 3D printing is actually quick. Once you print the figure off, it's all done. But the advantage too of the multi-part is obviously you get more variety without having to do mirroring and all that. But it also is really quick to print, because you're only ever printing the height of your things is not that much.
all it takes is one part to be still 6 centimeters tall, standard in the kit, and then it's oh well, this will take as long as.
No, you're right with that, but it is interesting that how many are done that way, that are multi-printed or multi-pose, I should say, not whatever it was called, multi-part or whatever it was.
Can I ask you a really ignorant question? Just now that you've shown me that Orc, because I know you're looking into 30K. In 30K, can you play any other race that isn't a Space Marine, or is it just Space Marines?
No, so there's Mechanicum and what's it called? The human dudes, whatever they're called. The
Imperial Guard thing. What's it called?
I think there's rumors that Dark Mechanicum are coming out or something. But no, they don't have Orcs and Eldar and stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's literally just heretics versus, I don't know, non-heretics.
Yeah, traitors versus Legion. Yeah, but and even I guess with Mechanicum and all that, I guess the Mechanicum currently, you could play them as traitors or legions as well, I would imagine. I don't know how it works. Yeah, not sure. They're for 40K, but I don't really plan on doing much with them at the moment. I saw the print and went, it's not that much. I might just play around with it and see what it looks like, and compare it against the ones that came out that I bought with plastics. So
printing does take a lot of time, doesn't it? I was thinking about this today. I've barely printed anything since last Sunday when the campaign started, because I just printed everything I needed and I was done. I've had so much more time to paint. You're having to go out and process things, twice a day, pretty much ongoing. It actually occupies so much time, so much hobby time doing that.
I printed some more mushrooms, but they're not all finished yet, and they're a bit hacked.
Oh, you got the mushrooms done.
So I printed one. I'm still struggling to get the one that I'd made properly, that supported myself. It still had a slight issue. And then I realized it actually came in 3 parts, not 2, and I only printed 2. So I'm missing a bit of it. But then when I reprinted it, I went, you know what? It looks too small. So I scaled it to 175 and made a real big one. And that's all pretty much came out except for one extra little bit. I probably could have put an extra support on and it wouldn't have fucked up. It actually lost a bit of the edge of the mushroom, but it doesn't really matter because it's just flat. And it all printed outside of that. So it's actually just looks like the mushrooms lost a bit of its side. So it's actually not that bad.
You could work with that.
But they're quite big and they've got drainage. I thought I drained the big one and then I cured it and then I picked it up and there's still a bit of resin drift out the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So I've left it out there. I'm going to clean it up later.
You've almost got to use a syringe. If you haven't got big enough holes to easily just shake
pretty
it through,
big hole on the bottom.
You've got to use.
You've
really got to
do that though.
Very thoroughly. So
something
or use a syringe to really squirt it in there because it's really easy to still have a small amount of resin and it will just keep leaking out over extended period of time. So
I need to just try to flush it, clean it. Yeah. But if that works, then I'll clean that one up a bit more on the slicer, and then I'll print some more, and then make even some other that are 100%, 125%, just mix them up a bit, so they're not all the same. And there's still 3 other designs to do as well, so there'll be a bunch if I do them. But just a bit of fun on that. And just quickly speaking of your bending things, I did. I don't know if you remember that Orc Wyvern I rebased. His banner, the Azhag banner, had bent over the years and went. Ew. And so I got the kettle out. First time I've done it, and just shoved it in the hot water, and it just instantly went boom, straight. And I went, oh, should have done that years ago. It's just perfectly
Was that
straight
painted,
now.
but
It wasn't. It didn't wreck it or anything. Yeah,
it's the paint. Yeah, always a bit low.
Yeah, I just put the end of it in, and it just straightened straight back out.
Awesome.
Like, that's crazy. That's the memory or whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh wait, so it just reverted to that shape.
Yep,
like you weren't even touching it. It just
didn't touch it. It just went straight.
Erected itself. Nice.
So this thing's been bent for years because I couldn't be asked pulling it off, and it actually took 2 seconds to fix once I actually did it. Anyway, at least that's repaired now. But yeah, getting there. Cool. Let's get on to LGT.
Yep. The
London Grand Tournament, right? Is that what it was? How many players was it?
40.
What did they say?
48.
So I guess for those who don't know, I mean, I don't know much about it, but obviously it's I mean, it sounds cool, London Grand Tournament. I guess that's what it is. But yeah,
I only know about it because of the Patreon.
Yeah.
The other reason I'm aware.
Like we said, 4 out of 5 lists winning were Bretonians. So we wanted to. I'm going to present my screen here. We wanted to. Well, you guys hadn't seen the list, and I'd bring them up. I haven't seen the list
yet, and I'm very intrigued.
Okay. So, do you know any of these players? Because obviously, the top player there, I do know. When I say I do know, I mean he's got a YouTube channel. Do you know Luke?
I know of that. Yeah, because I remember he made that. Yeah,
the Linehammer video.
The infamous Linehammer video.
Yeah.
Which is a very classic video. And it's funny that Linehammer never really, it's almost like the Y2K bug. It's like it just sort of blew over.
I wonder if it's sort of regional too. Like, I wonder if Linehammer is a bit of a thing, say in the UK or something. Like I feel like sometimes the meta in different countries, they take advantage of different things a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, true.
It would be the ultimate cheese move.
Like, even if you listen to YouTube videos of the UK people, they're always talking about Woodell's taking 3 sister units and just 5 pillars of flame everywhere. And yes, that's true, but it's not like we run into it a lot in Australia. And I don't know if it's just not that many Wood Elf people running sisters yet, and it's starting to creep in, or it's just really weird.
I think there's a few sisters coming to this weekend.
Yeah. No, I know. That's the thing. Was that what it was? Was it just took a little bit to come out, or I don't know,
to filter out through the world? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we're a bit slow here down under.
Yeah. So we have 4 lists. We'll just worry about them, and we can probably glance at the other one. And look, at the end of the day, you're not gonna we're not so much gonna guess. I guess the thing is, what do you think?
Okay.
How do you want to do this bit? Because I've obviously seen some of them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be guessing the 4 different lists and what they might be.
Well, why don't we do like we guess a unit, and then maybe Gomo can say out of the 4 how many.
I'm not going to be able to remember now without looking at what was in each one. But I think you can split them as a. I'll give you one hint, which is they're also not just specifically Kingdom of Bretonia as such. So like have a think about. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like there's 2 types of lists here. Yeah, even though yes, they do obviously have very much similarities between some of the lists as well. So if that's a hint.
Okay. Right, because. What that list that we had that was giving the Vanguard to the Pegs and stuff, that was an Exiles list, one that went well at that GT the other month too.
True.
With that ridiculous combo. But I don't think I'd be surprised if we saw that. I'd
like to see the matchup. I can open this without looking at the list. Hey, the matchups for Luke. I'm just looking at his points here, and that's crazy. Like, you know how sometimes you see like big win, bid win stuff, and then they start playing higher comp, and it ends up being quite close, like as they're sort of battling for those top spots and stuff. He's like gone, boom, boom, bang, bang.
Like, 2020 for
2020 for his last 2. Wow.
Send me your greatest warrior.
Yeah, he's a smart cookie.
Well, I will go. I would imagine Luke. Okay, well, not Luke specifically, but I'm going to say the top list. Would that be a normal Brett list with like 10 Pegasi in the list?
That's what we should have done. Over
2
and
characters
unders.
on pegs.
Is this list got over or under 8.5 pegs. So has it got more than 8.5 or less than 8.5 pegs?
Yeah.
Do you want me to open it up? Have a look.
Sure.
I do believe
sure.
it is a
go for it.
normal Kingdom of Bretonia
it.
list, but I think it's a bit. I don't know. It's a bit. It's definitely normal, but it's also got some differences. He's got the Green Knight. This
Oh,
one.
it's got the Green Knight. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Green
Which
Knight
is
as well.
got-
arguably very powerful anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Does he have an
So
ogre
he's-
blade on? Oh no, he's
not
got
this
the
one. He's
virtual
got
heroism.
the what's that one called?
Nice.
The gauntlet. No, so that's you can't. Oh, virtual
refuse
heroism.
the
So he's
jewel.
got the monster slayer.
Yeah, virtual
one.
heroism. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got Monster Slayer on there.
Yeah, but not
Mm.
the D6.
Just the
not
blades.
the
Yeah,
ogre
not
blades.
the knightly temper.
And
Doesn't
you
have that at
can't.
all.
What is it? You can't. You can't decline a
killing blow.
challenge. And
Oh, no,
this one
that's-
was
I think
rerolling.
it's-
Is that rerolling hits?
I think
from
it ignores
or-
multiple wounds too, Syringe
Oh.
Pocket. Is that or
Ignores
killing blow?
multiple wounds.
Yeah,
think
it's
it
one
might.
of the two. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
multiple
something like
wounds.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's a
Oh,
June.
so you can't do multiple wins against it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was that one.
that's
Let me
right.
have a look. I
Yeah.
think it was pretty good, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly
So
sure that's
going after ogre blade people.
Yeah. The anti
Yeah, it's true. It's the anti-ogre blade.
But it's
That is so
basically,
good.
isn't it? Like it's so
Okay.
powerful.
Mm.
Yeah, Bear's
creates
immune
meta,
to
doesn't it?
multi wounds X. So just all of them immune to all multi wounds.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Because like we said before, like it's like you need to. It's really the ogre blade that's winning.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't say that, but I mean, it feels like you have to have an ogre blade. But
To win a combat, yeah.
you can also decide to just be immune to it, and then that's another way to go around it.
Well, if you got
level
Monster
4
Slayer,
battle
it gives you,
magic.
a lot more chances to get that through because you're not going to die too quick.
Yeah, exactly. And especially when you're the Bratz, because you're not on a dragon with 9 wounds, are you? You're on.
Yeah,
No.
no.
This one's got 7, does it? Is the Duke got 4 wounds?
He's got 4 base. I think he goes
And
to
then the
5.
pegs goes to.
I think with a peg. So
Oh,
yeah,
is it? Oh, it only adds +1.
I think it's only
Yes, and +1 toughness or something. The
Yeah,
royal
+1
peg.
toughness.
Yeah,
So he's tough 5 with 5 wounds, which is
yeah.
a
Yeah.
reasonable level of toughness. Anyway,
Level 4 battle magic on a warhorse. Another just a paladin
on a peg.
with the same gauntlet of the duel, virtue of full confidence. So one of the I can't remember which order of this, but it's basically like you get to reroll your hits in a challenge. You can't deny the challenge. Something like that, but then it's just a war banner. See, this one's do you think is this to protect the other guy and make sure he can get the one he wants? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's this dude?
Maybe it's a lot of static combat reds, war banner with a BSB on top.
Or is it just to go and take out those smaller units? And I don't know.
I don't know. It depends what the rest of the list is.
Yeah,
haven't
that's
seen
true.
this.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
You got
12 peasant bowmen, 6 mounted
Yeah.
knights of the realm, 5 mounted knights of the realm, 5 mounted knights of the realm, 3 peg knights,
So
3
little.
peg knights, 5 yeomen, and 5 squires. So not actually what you probably would have expected.
no, yeah. The peg knight units are
Your size units.
my
I call these
size.
Josh deployed, Josh peg knight units.
Josh peg knight units. The other,
Just
yeah, it's the other
reasonable,
time you see
3. Yeah. Not going over the top. Yeah, I was actually really surprised when I saw this. I know the Green Knight's there, but I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Knights of the realm. Yeah.
The Grey Knight
Interesting.
is
He's a good,
Like,
he's a good
it's
player.
really. Does it even have the horn in there? Do I
No,
see the
no,
horn at all?
no,
no
there's no
horn.
falcon
Like
horn.
on a champion anywhere? Because sometimes you can.
Oh,
stick
can
on a
it be? Hang
champion.
on. I didn't see it on the. I only looked at the top.
No.
No.
Yeah, no horn. How interesting.
Deserves first place, eh? Like it's not a weak list. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like you expected like a 10 pegs and
Some of the more
horn and-
abusive elements aren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I expected at least 4 units of 4 peg knights. Sorry, at least 8 or 10 peg knights in the list. Plus the character.
Yeah.
How does this go?
Did he come up against any other
1.10?
Brits?
Oh, is that the position, not the
I
score?
think they were saying towards the end, they did. So that's where I think James came up against him, number 4. So there were some mirror matches at the end.
Right. So James has done a backstory and stuff. Cool. This is a exile list, I think it was.
It's an exile
hang on,
list,
is it? Yes,
Yeah.
Bombards. Yep.
Yeah, it is.
So what's it got, Josh? You run through this one.
So wait, hold on. So he's got a Baron,
which you can't say.
Peg Knights. He's got the Horn and the Frontier Axe and Knight of the Temper, which is a common combo in exile lists.
So it's D3 plus D3 attacks and the multi-wound 2
the Frontier
weapon.
Axe gives you multi-wound. Yeah, I think it's multi-wound 2.
Yeah,
I think I can't quite remember, but and I think it gives a strength bonus too. Like it's quite a good, cheap weapon too. It's only like 35 points or something, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
And then it's hard for me to read it. So BSB Paladin on a Bowder Peg. I think he's got. I can't remember what the Banner Lady's Grace is, to be quite honest, because I very rarely use these banners. He's also got the Green Knight. Interesting. Yeah. So two out of 2 are the Green Knight at the top. Then 8 Knights of the Realm. 9 Knights of the Realm with a War Banner, 10 Bowmen, and in special we've got 5 Peg Knights. Oh my god! With the Banner of the Zealous Knight, which is giving the Vanguard, and then another unit of 4 Peg Knights, and then in rare you've got 2 Bombards. So he's using that 5 Peg Knight with the Vanguard banner combo. That was seen in the USGT the other week. Arguably a more powerful list. So I usually see what the banner of the latest grace is because I cannot remember that one off the top of my head.
Do you want to look it up while I
I can look.
But this one was more like when you saw it, you went, "Oh god, Green Knight," and the flying and just destroy whatever you want type guy plus 2 Bombards plus big units of pegs. So, awesome.
It's interesting, like cannons at the start. It's one of those things. Like I'm still the jury's out for me with cannons. Like I just don't know if they're worth it.
So those Bombards, what's the difference? Can they move or something and shoot, or they can do some weird? Oh no, they can't move at all. Sorry, is that the thing? Is that what they? Not that you move.
I don't think so. Because they don't have any wheels, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the Arcane Journal. Where is this? A unit carrying the banner ignores all negative modifiers to its leadership characteristic. The 75 points. Interesting.
That's good again. So, wow. So, so the things, is that even screams as well?
That would be.
Screams and necromancy and all that.
And break tests? Does it affect break tests?
That break test, I think it says break test aren't a leadership test because that's why you can't re-roll them when you got
it. No, because it ignores all negative modifiers to its leadership characteristic.
Wow. Don't know.
Is it applied to your leadership characteristic? I'd have to look up the rules how it's defined.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think screams it would affect. Anyway, it's a pretty expensive banner.
Yeah, is it?
Was it 75 or something?
Yeah, 75 points.
It's expensive.
Third place was we've got the Duke again, this time with the back to the Sword of Heroes, sorry. What's that one? Just the D3 attacks. Sword of Heroes is I did actually look it up earlier now, I can't remember. When you got 5 of them I went through, but the Sword of Heroes. People are yelling at us right now. Which it's just Monster Slayer, but on a 5-up. Sorry, 5-up is always a wound, but Monster Slayer.
Josh is muted. I don't know if he's talking to us.
I've just totally lost our screen too.
Yeah.
Are you there, Josh? You're muted. Somehow. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Yeah, how'd that happen? How long have we muted?
Oh, no, just
about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Whatever you said before. We're talking about Sword of Heroes.
Yeah, Sword of Heroes. Yeah, I was. Did I say anything about Sword of Heroes?
No. We're talking about it, and then you started talking. You went mute.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I basically I could remember the 6th version, but I couldn't remember the old version.
So he said, yeah. But I looked it up. Yeah. And then we've got a Baron on a Royal Peg, Prophetess. They're taking Battle Magic.
So the Baron's virtual heroism as well. Yeah, Battle Magic.
This one's really cool.
Arms.
Yeah, look at this list: 20 men at arms, 20 men at arms, 20 Knights of the Realm on foot.
On foot. Oh my god. Okay.
And then 5 Peg Knights. 5 Peg Knights.
5 Peg Knights. It's basically like you just.
These are just junk in the middle.
That's
it is, yeah. But it's just like push up, or they're just there to get in the way and just be annoying, probably.
He's giving ground monks. He's giving ground monks to both of those men at arms too, which not many players do, because the ground monks can be sort of punked out pretty easily.
Right.
Because the blessed trick is giving them stubborn, but it's a 25-point item.
Yeah.
So if he dies during the combat, you don't get stubborn anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah.
So it's often something you don't see. So it's interesting that he's taking two of those. Did you have anything in rare, or was that it? No, that's it. Oh, just the pegs. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 12 Pegasuses in this list?
Yeah. Yep. It's a 5, and then the 2 on the champs. So the only thing with this one is the Prophetess. Does it not get any lookouts? It's only if it's hanging around near the Peg Knights, or no, because they're skirmishes. I don't even know how that works. Can't remember.
Oh yeah,
maybe the men at arms. The mounted yeoman, I guess, will be giving.
Oh, sorry, yes, that's right. They had that mounted yeoman. I was wondering if they just hang around, because then I was thinking, well, maybe you don't need them as chaff and stuff, because you got these big units that can just get in the way anyway. You don't care because you're flying over everything anyway.
No Green Knight.
I mean, 124-point units. You don't really care if they're getting in combat and dying at some point, because you've tied up that unit long enough for your pegs. You just get them in the flank or rear or something.
At
some point. It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Pegs, man. Jeez.
And then James coming fourth. These other Bretonians.
Where's he got? Another Green Knight. Okay, so 3 out of 4 missing Green Knight. Oh my god.
3 out of 4. Yep.
Oh, this is Exile, is it? Okay, so it's got 2 Barons and an Outcast. So the Barons, virtually are tempered with the Frontier Axe. Yep, seen that. And Siren's Locket, Virtual Heroism Blades. Okay, yeah, we're definitely getting a pattern with these builds. Yeah. And the Falcon Horde on the Heroism Baron 2.
You basically just take you look at your 2 dudes, don't you? Go, right, which guy are you going after? You know what I mean? Like, this one's going after. This one's going after potentially the Chaos Lord or something with his multi-wound fucking ogre blade. He's just going, cool, I'll go in. Can't hurt me. Yeah. Well, the dragon probably might still, but it is what it is. But then there's Horn, Outcast Wizard level 3 Ruby Ring, Dark Magic. I don't know too much about Dark Magic.
Yeah,
I'm not great on knowing what the combos there are.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Knights, but 10. It's a big unit.
Yeah, 10 and 6 mounted Knights of the Realm.
10 peasant bowmen. 1 unit of 6 Peg Knights.
That's the biggest unit of Peg Knights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
6.
And 2 Bombards.
Doesn't have the Vanguard banner, interestingly, though. Like, he's massive banner, massive unit of Knights, but he hasn't put that combo in, which is interesting.
But like, do you guys get, like, it's interesting that they actually are quite, I mean, it probably sounds a bit weird, but they're sort of varied Bretonian lists, even though they're not, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not, it's not just one, it's not just this one. I feel like in 40K you hear a lot where it's like, oh, here's the list, you take this, bang, 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 bang. These do have a bit of difference, but I mean, yes, they are obviously probably played similar in that the pegs are doing, and the champ and the guys on the pegs are doing most of the doing
all the guys are on pegs,
like, so that stuff's all the same, but it is interesting to know that the other stuff you can play, it's not that you have to just take the same list, but it also is that just telling you that the other bits don't really matter. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there were no Errant Knights, there was no questing Knights. I think did Luke have the Ground Knights? No,
I haven't seen any Grails.
No Grails, I don't think.
Okay. So no Grails.
No trebuchets.
This is a Bretonian list.
So what does it mean overall? I guess, like, that's what, and then obviously the Bombard and stuff for the Brets. So, like, how'd you feel about that, I guess, when you see that? Like, what's it telling you about?
Well, I feel really sad, to be honest.
I mean,
You
probably
mean,
feel a
like,
bit
in
sad
terms
that
of the-
Brett's have turned into just pegs anyway, because you've brought that up before that they should be supportive stuff. And
Yeah,
they're
it
a bit
hurts
too.
me. It hurts me so much. But you saying, how do I feel about the idea that the Bretonians are top 4 out of quite a large tournament?
Yeah, like yeah, or
It's only
yeah,
because of that
like,
build.
yeah, you're feeling like I guess the underlying question was, we're getting to this point soonish where we should be putting more comp in somewhere, or you know what I mean? Like, do we have to wait till the whole books all come out and everything settles, or are we getting to the point where it's like, oh, hang on, there's some lists here now, because I don't think Warhammer Fantasy ever has been in that realm where the internet now is everywhere. I know 8th was a bit like that, but I don't think it was still massively like it was net listed, but not to the level of 40k now. And now what appears to be, it's so easy to quickly solve it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's less. I know you can play legacy factions in this, like Vamps here and stuff, but reality is there's still only the 9 factions with a couple of the Arms of Infamy in there, and maybe 1 or 2 of the Vamps basically popping up from the from the legacy faction. So you've got only like 10.
Yeah.
You got a limited number of combinations of armies even now. So like suddenly, maybe it's just that where it's rearing its head a bit.
I guess so. I mean, there'll be more arcade journals coming out. Dark Elves, they come 8th as well. The Dark Elf army.
Yeah, that's Ed's.
Some legacy, some legacies popping up.
What else?
Yeah, I think you've got the right. I think you're right though. Are we heading into netlist domain?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
just
don't want
interesting.
that.
Like I was probably of the opinion that we just wait until we get more books out and stuff. But now if they're going to take like bloody 6 months to get Empire or whatever, you start thinking, well, God, maybe there needs to be a bit of ratcheting back at some point if more people are taking very similar things. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know.
Maybe. Well, just think about this. It was dragons. Everyone was anti-dragon. Maybe this is a new symptom. Everyone's like, well, we can circumvent the dragon by these other units. At the moment, it just happens to be pegs. I mean, this could definitely change. Give another 3 months, it could be a new meta.
No, you're totally right. And the other thing I didn't check also is what the hell was there a comp? What was there stuff on this? Did you guys even know? I didn't even look at it.
Nah.
Can you check the overview of it?
Need the pack somewhere. Yeah. Probably should have done a bit of research, but we only got this as a question. So, yeah. No, you're right, Andrew, though. I think you're right. Like, it's you could see the response to things like Ogre Blade and obviously and monsters because of the the heroic killing blow stuff, whatever it's called. So yeah, you're right. Like, and then the fact that just these pegs are so good, it's just it's probably that meta response, and now that's come out, and then you start thinking about, okay, well, I've got to stop worrying about the dragon as much. I've got to start worrying about how do I kill blocks of at least 5 pegs fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still early days, really. Like the old world, I think everyone's meta-wise is trying to, find their feet because everybody was anti-dragon. I mean,
it's so funny because you're right. Because you come down Beastman. So is the first dragon Ed with Dark Elves? I mean, could you argue the vampire counts? It's not really, I mean, they got zombie dragon, but I wouldn't. It's probably a bit different, is it? Or how many wounds that thing got?
Sorry, what's on it? Vampire Lord. Oh yeah, it still have 8.
Yeah,
at least.
5 Blood Knights, Terrorghast, Vampire Lord on Dragon. This one's on the
running a Mortis engine as well. Graveyard Dolls.
30 Skeleton, Terrorghast. He's got 2 Screams and okay. Like, to me, that's not a massively egregious vamp list either. Like, it's taking the good stuff, but like not in.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it's totally like skewed it. You know what I mean? Has it gone like for 5 Screams or something like that?
Yeah.
It's tough, but yeah. And then another King
Yeah.
Bretonnia. We might as well just quickly look at this guy. He came 7th. So actually it's 7th.
Oh.
So 5 of the 7. Is that what it was? Was that 7th? Not 8th.
Yeah, he's 7th.
Wow. So 5 of the 7 took Brett's.
Another Green Knight list.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Exiles. This is another exile. So the majority, 4 out of the.
Yeah.
3
out of the 5.
Sorry. So yeah, some were exile lists.
Yeah.
You don't want to be some poor bloke coming in like wooden spoon and you're running Bretonians when like.
Oh, very good point. Imagine how embarrassing that is. That'd be me.
Yeah.
Another Frontier Axe, Virtual Nightly Temper on a Baron. Green Knight, as I said. BSB, Banner of Ladies Grace again, which is the leadership debuff one. Interesting.
So that affects the
peg.
unit as well, not just the person, obviously.
Yeah,
Surely.
So that's going.
The
okay,
unit,
so
the unit carrying.
Yeah, cool.
No, wait, hold on. Yeah, a unit carrying.
Well, it would
yeah,
be.
So no,
I mean,
it would,
technically. Yeah. When
otherwise,
you go
it'd
in
be like, why would you spend so many points on that?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
so they got a 5 and a 4.
Bowman. Yeah, why bother with the rest of this? Just see how many peg dice it has. 5 and 4.
Yeah. These
Sorry,
bombards.
I just skipped over some of these Knights of the
bombards.
Realm.
No, I don't know why.
Units though, 9 and then 8.
9 and 8. Yeah.
Also, I didn't even. Oh, hang on. The other thing is no wizard, although like no outcast wizard. Was the other one? Did the other 2 have outcasts? Because I know one did. I didn't look at the other
definitely.
one.
I saw.
I think the other one had a
outcast.
proper test, maybe. But yeah, there's definitely one outcast.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing a non-magic list in the other lists.
Then 2 bombards.
Josh, did you have the
check.
Arcane Journal for Bretonians in front of you?
Yeah.
Is the Bombard D3 +1?
Pretty sure it is. Where is it?
I thought it was like someone was saying it's like the best cannon in the game. I don't know. How does it sit up?
I see multiple wounds. Yeah, multiple wounds D3 +1. Yeah.
Strength.
8 AP3, Armor Bane 2.
Oh yeah.
So is that
It is
basically
actually
the great cannon from the Empire?
Yeah,
it is.
it's like
It is.
cannon.
Yeah. It's movable. It's got cumbersome move or shoot. So
Right.
I guess you can move it, but the thing is, the model doesn't have any wheels, so I think that's where the controversy comes from.
Ah, okay.
You can't move this thing. You got to carry it.
Yeah, so then Ed's
Very
got
heavy.
the Dark Elves. I
Don't
won't
worry
go
about
into
that,
these
though.
because I haven't looked at them, but Ed definitely had the black dragon, like the dragon.
Super Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And lots of shades, lots of Dark
And
Riders.
that pendant of
and some
Kaloth.
knights. That's
that
actually
the
really
one-
mobile.
Oh, hang on, I'm
list.
thinking of the other
Oh my
one.
God.
Yeah, Dark Elves are good in that
Is
respect.
it the Dark Elves? No, I'm confused.
Dark Riders are
I didn't even realize. Sorry, he's got double dragon. He's got Supreme Sorceress.
2
Black
dragons.
dragon.
Holy fuck. Wow.
I know. Is it the focus familiar that you can shoot your spell from that range? Oh, what was it? Isn't the Dark Elf? Remember we did the Dark Elf review? Or
Yeah, you've got like a
we got
different
that.
marker that you can shoot.
Yeah. Is that that
spells
yeah,
from.
Okay. No, I'll have to have a look at it anyway. But yeah, we won't get
Did
into
I have a look at the
more
Wood Elf
around
one
the
that came
breadths.
10th? Did I look at the Wood Elf one?
Or the 9th one?
Huh?
Which one?
Yeah, or the 9th one. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
there's 3.
There's 3 in a row from them. Yeah.
They all
Yeah,
have
Wood
Forest
Elf's really
Dragons.
good.
Look at this. They got
They
the
Forest
Glade
Dragon.
Lord with the Ogre Blade plus the one
Yeah.
you can't hit him.
Yeah.
Befuddlement,
That's
the annoyance.
Yep, that
Just
classic
Seeing that
build.
everywhere, that one.
Yeah.
Level
The
4,
Glade.
Ruby Ring, Battle Magic, Spell
Yeah.
Singer, Battle Magic, Law Familiar. So trying to get another pillar. So going for a pillar, getting a pillar, and then sisters.
Lots of small units of archers.
Sisters.
Multiple units of
Lots of
sisters.
units.
Oh, a tree man.
Lots of little units
Yeah.
you're not getting points from.
I suspect the other 2 lists to be very similar. Yeah. Yeah, I think, are all the different army books just coalescing into specific, as you say, problem-solved builds?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sort
I
of
mean,
it.
you've got the other little bits, like this one, like, 8 war dances, 3 war. But you sort of feel like it's
But you have to
potentially,
take
especially when you know how to
things.
play the game.
The Waystalker, 2 Waystalkers,
Don't you
Okay,
only get them
that's
if you
new.
want to have... Hang on, which one's...
the character.
Oh, interesting. Oh, no, I just can't remember. I thought the Waystalker you'd only ever get when you bought the way watchers, but they don't have the
Oh,
way.
is it the other way around? Do you have to buy way stalkers to get way watchers?
Maybe, I don't know.
Warhawk Riders. Nice.
Yeah. Haven't done our Wood Elf
That's
review book. Yeah, I'm just wondering, some of these lists like the Wood Elves with that dragon, plus obviously the pegs, they're so good that the rest of it, the list doesn't overly matter. You know what I mean? Like it feels like if you're a good player, you can have a bit of a play around and take some stuff that's not always seen and have a bit of fun. But the rest,
as long as you take the important bits.
Yeah.
As long as you take the forest dragon with the noise and netlings and an ogre blade.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
The Brett list counters those lists, so that's why they've ended up at the top. But it's probably the only army that's got so many tools to deal with mobile dragons. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I know the meta changes, but it's it's sort of a shame that you need to be playing this specific Bretonian list to be able to deal with those dragons to be successful.
Yeah.
And you're right, Andrew. It will change where people will then work out counters to the Brett list, I guess. But
what are they at the moment?
Don't know.
Yeah. They're just on you so quick, I'd imagine. That's the thing. It's not like
I was
at least
looking into
Cam's
this.
played me, they're just like, whoa.
The more mobile, the better, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
More mobility.
So, not as good as running Bretts and with the Pegasi, but I was looking into vampire counts, possibly as a counter to Bretts, the Pegasi, running stupid amounts of Vargas. You can take 3 units of Vargas in a vampire count army. So you can have 2 in rare, you can have 1 in special if you take a Strigoi vampire. Very similar. Movement 9, all that. Don't have armor, of course. They do have frenzy, which is annoying. But I think they're possibly, you might see Vargas popping up a little bit more. Possibly. We'll see.
Good.
Well, have to see.
Cool.
Yeah, I know I've only ever played them against you, and you probably haven't. What do you usually end up taking them against me? Like a unit of 3 and stuff like that. Well, hasn't been heaps, but
little. They actually went all right. It was just like, I think I was so focused on dragons. Like everyone needs the dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
You need dragons. It's like, well, I don't know. I think people are finding these other units at the moment. Frenzy sucks for a flying unit. But yeah.
My dog has visited the podcast. If you can see her. Well, yeah. Basil.
Hey, Basil.
Look, it doesn't. It's not turning me off the game or anything, but it certainly is interesting to watch to the point where we might see. And I know there's been more chatter about comp and community driven sort of stuff, and at some point, maybe you might see some of that's come down, or obviously people are playing around with the like I said, the amount of points and stuff, and allowing allies and things like that, and you start, it's become a weird game because it is more gamey now, where you can sort of take an allies to try and overcome certain things. But maybe that again, if it makes it a bit more fun and variable, and you're not just taking the same stuff, it might help.
Yeah, I think you're right. Changing the points list will change the dynamic to some extent. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at MOAB, what happens at CanCon.
Nights now, but yeah, if you take big.
I'll take some questing nights. I really like questing nights.
You can take whatever you like, though. This is the thing. You don't have to worry about
I'm toying with the idea of going to CanCon without a Pegasus.
Love it.
The gauntlet has been set.
Is that the counter? You take a Bretonian army to counter all the Pegasus, so you don't have any flying, and it's just all men at arms across the table. It's like, come at me with
podium finish.
We'll be here all game.
Going for a podium finish. I'd love to see that.
How many men of arms can you get for like 20? Say
that'd be
1,400 points.
That'd be too many. I don't have the models for that.
We could all pitch in, start painting.
Oh god.
Put the tiles aside.
It would be funny though to just like take an army like that one day where you're just like, I've got like 200 points of characters, and just like These massive units that you can't even, you have to just like multi-base, like massive, because there's just too many. You're like, let's go.
Oh,
That's too many.
it's almost a segue for something else we're going to be talking about.
Well, let's go on to
A segue?
that then. Some of the army lists, probably. I'm assuming that's what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Well, we
yep.
have MOAB this week. Do you want to intro MOAB
Mm.
just for the if someone's just popped in and doesn't know what the hell we're talking about? Andrew,
Ooh.
since you're going.
Yeah, Moab, Mother of All Battles, is a. I can't really tell too much about history. It has been going for quite a while down in Sydney. I believe it is always, well, as of recently, had a home within what Shire, the Shire.
Yeah, Shicon or whatever they call it. I saw it.
Yeah.
Sutherland Shire,
sorry,
not Shicon.
Sutherland Shire. Sorry, I'm not from Sydney. I don't know the suburbs. But yeah,
Cronulla
it's
or south of Cronulla, around that sort of area, isn't it?
yeah, southern Sydney. It's definitely it'd be up there with probably what the biggest gaming convention in Sydney, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Think so. Yep.
So yeah, it usually has quite a large following. Great little spot where they go to. Anyway, so TOing this year, where who we got? We got Matty Morris, great guy. He TO'd Shicon. When was that? It's a good year ago now, wasn't it? And his offsider is Jeremy. Sorry if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Jeremy. So yeah, they're both co-TOing. It's up around not quite 40, I don't believe. It was like high 30s last time for the old world. And of course, it's got a bunch of other
games. Any other, I didn't look, but any other fantasy type ones? Because I know last time you went, or I can't remember what it was. And you've done.
Yeah, Chris was running
last year, and there was an
age.
8th or 9th running as well, or something. And
Yeah,
6th
9th
edition.
age.
Yeah,
Chris, the old. You would have met Chris before, from 9th age.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember say his last name, but yes, Chris. Yeah,
yes,
sorry, man.
Chris.
Yes, he's been running
from
9th
age. Yeah, he was.
He's promoting 9th age as much as he can. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was looking at Old World and just didn't tickle his fancy, so he was trying to promote 9th age again. So yeah, but it's not, as far as I'm aware, it's not there. I didn't actually see who else is running Shicon, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. No, it's all good.
But of course, it's going to have like 40k and all the rest.
Yeah. All those ones.
Yep.
Cool. So what we were going to do here is obviously, I mean, did you want to just remind everyone what you're taking as well, just in terms of your list, or you want to just look at the other lists?
Yeah, no. I got high up, so
I can bring it up anyway.
This is like
should
charge my phone before I came in. So I'm running a cav list mainly, so it's going to be a very fast harding list. Well, actually, semi hard hitting list. So this is something similar to what I played against, obviously, Gomo. If everybody saw our last battle report, so I'm running my Prince on the Dragon. Is Blood of Kalador. So he's going to have a 2-up, 5-up, 6-up. Of course, he's going to be running the Ogre Blades with the Seed of Rebirth. So I'm trying to sort of like keep him as my beat stick. I'm running level 4 Archmage. He's going to be running Ruby Ring, Seed of Rebirth for a 5-up, and Silvery Wands. He's going to be on a horse or butted steeds. And I'm also running a Noble BSB on a Griffin. He's going to be running the Burning Blade, Seed of Rebirth, and a Great Weapon. Running 7 Lyran Reavers, 6 Silver Helms, 6 Silver Helms, 5 Silver Helms, 5 Dragon Princes, 2 Turanok Chariots, 2 Great Eagles, and a Lion Chariot. So my list is hopefully not too many spoilers, but it was trying to be a bit chaffy, but also going to be very supportive with my attacks. And as Gomo knows, turn 2 charges.
Yeah.
So very in your face. We'll see how it goes. It wasn't quite what I wanted out of a high off list, but I couldn't make what I wanted out of it. The Illyrian Reavers just don't do what I want them to do. They're only 6-up save, which kind of sucks. So I wanted something a little bit more standoff shooty and pick my battles. But I just couldn't get it. They're not dark elves, they're not wood elves. But we'll see how we go.
Cool.
I was going to also hit on that.
It's 22. It's 22.50 points too. I should have said.
Yeah, 22.50.
Yeah, it's slightly different. Yeah.
Do you know the draw yet?
Yeah. So I'm against
who have you drawn
Caitlin.
against? Oh,
cool.
Was the other one I was going to look up. She's running goblins.
Yes. Why couldn't I go back then? Oh, look at pairings then if you want. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realise that.
Match
didn't
2.
even think of it. There is. Yeah. So Caitlin's running similar to what she took to Castle, but slightly different stuff.
So yeah, this is a really interesting list, I thought. So she's running 2 spiders, both with level 4s. So I mean,
and
there's
both
going to be a lot of
WoW magic too on this one, which I was wondering if you had that type of configuration, because I was looking at this one day and thinking you'd throw illusion on one, but yeah, now she's gone WoW on both. Obviously dropping to probably itchy nuisance and stuff like that as well, I would imagine. I don't know.
Yeah. So another big point from this is going straight down to mercenaries. She'll be having a bone grinder.
Branded giant. Yep. She did take that to Castle, didn't she? She could fit that
so.
in.
She had this massive chunk of metal.
Yeah.
Ancient vintage model that was looked like a weapon you could use to throw someone.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes. I mean, like in that level, the level 4 having I think there's a couple of the spells, like is it the level the reroll 1s to hit and AP 1 or something in your command range and stuff. So that things like that are useful for these goblins on arachnic spiders, obviously, to help these poison archers and stuff.
The other thing I noticed for core is she had the 30 goblins with the spider banner for poison. They weren't running bows or anything, so it's simply a melee unit. Thought that was a little bit interesting.
Okay, right, yep, probably, yep.
Then she's got 13 spider riders, so it's quite a large, spider rider unit. Obviously 2 lots of snotlings, and then the 2 doom divers and the bolt thrower. So just have to be a little bit careful with the doom divers, especially with the AP that they've got. That could hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't played them yet. That's why I've got them painted. But I do feel like I wonder how they go as like I said, as the bigger bases get bigger, like for some of these bigger dragons or terrorgeists and stuff, things like that you can. You probably would.
I think they're
a lot
pretty
of the
good.
Time,
Doom divers.
Yeah. Seeing them pop back up a bit, like it's like artillery disappeared and then now it's starting to pop back up a little bit, because I think people are like, okay, we can't beat the dragon, we can't kill it. Or whatever, but now we can start soften things up a little bit more, and they're not as scary, or at least they become a bit more, not so much YOLO, because if they only got, So
it's kind of that unsupported thing, I suppose. Like if you're shooting something and the dragon's the fastest in your army, you're kind of going to be like, well, I'm either going to hide him or sort of send him forward. So it's I think it is pretty good having that.
I wonder what the bolt thrower like bites over. I don't know if that's a points thing or just or like because I've got 4 of them. I'm going to rebase them too. I felt like in 8th I used to take them occasionally, but when I took them, I just took 4. because it's like
Yeah,
so shit. You generally hit
surely
them with
one's
5s or
going to hit
6s.
right.
Yeah. And they're 35 points, or maybe they were 45 points. I can't remember back then as well. But they just were so cheap. It's just like, fuck it, just put 4. And you just spin them across the whole board, even though they can get panicked off. But like, if you want to go get them, you have to like go from one end of the battlefield to the next.
Yeah, that's it.
To get them.
Come get my 45 points.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, we were going to not going to go through every matchup. I didn't realize we probably could have, but we're going to pick a couple of lists that we thought were interesting or had questions about or whatever. Who wants to go on one of them?
We could do. I didn't mind. There's quite a variety of different types of lists going on. Some of them are quite powerful, and others are really, really quite themey.
We'll probably have doubles here, so it doesn't matter. Which one do you want to hit first?
Let's do Chris Ashton Jones. Slightly ridiculous.
That's on my third. Yep. It's a good segue from Caitlin's.
Yeah. Have you got it up? Yeah, you got it up. Yeah, nice. What is it? So on level 4 odd knob on a spider, war boss on a gigantic spider. Odd knob's on a Ragnarok spider. Sorry, and 2 war bosses both on gigantic spiders. And 20 goblins with 3 nasty skulkers, 2 units of those, and then 8 spider riders, 10 spider riders with a spider banner, 5 spider riders, 5 spider riders, 5 spider riders. 3 wolf spider chariots.
It's a shame you can't actually do that, But yeah, wolf chariots. I'd just love to see. You got to take pictures of this army. That's obviously going to be modelled, and then single the Ragnarok. The 2 war bosses on the giant spiders are running around with that backstabber's blade and charm shield as well.
Sorry.
I was going to try and count this up, but I couldn't be asked how many poison attacks and shots this army has. There's quite a few, but obviously they are still quite small units. But I guess the one question I would have loved to see, and I don't think it would probably really be that maneuverable or whatever, and it probably wouldn't work. But given the amount of spider riders, I almost feel like I would love to see it played with all of them in one unit. Because with the spider banner, they're poisoning on 5s, so it's instantly doubling your shots. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, So if you have, because how many has he got there? 10. I mean, even if you didn't put all of them, just that if you put the 10 and the 8 and the 8, for example, what's that? 26. That's 54 normal poison shots. Do you know what I mean?
That's if they can all shoot.
Yeah, if they can. Well, they can against large targets, but
against large target. Yeah.
So stop ruining the themey list with your damn competitiveness.
It'd just be funny. Imagine putting that many spider riders in a unit.
A single block. What if they fled off the block?
Oh yeah, it's as I say, it probably is useless because they're at the end of the day, they're spider riders. But
they're not skeletons. They're not just sitting there. These things can run away at the drop of a hat.
Imagine going into combat against it though. Or if it got a charge off, because it's got... Oh, no, it's only the spider's got the poison, isn't it? When you're in combat? I can't remember how it worked. Well, maybe not. Maybe the whole thing has poison. I have to double check that. Because if you had 2 poison attacks coming in combat, and then you also had the spider ban, that's like, it's a fair bit. I mean, look, it's a shit goblin, so it's really not useless, but still, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
No, I like that one. I had that list. That was on my list. Who is he playing on that first round? Adam Savage. Oh, don't tell me that's the one I looked. No, it wasn't. A different list. Okay. I won't go through the matchups for that unless you want to. Did you want to or not? Because we'll take all night otherwise, probably.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to go to the ones that we
I think it affects the whole unit. The spider meta gains the whole unit gains a poison attack special rule.
Okay, cool.
If they already have
so if you got a charge off and you got Cav Spear and you got 2 attacks each, but doing it on 5s, poisoning on 5s, and then you hit them with that reroll to 1 banner and give them an extra AP as well, you could probably do a little bit of damage there. They're only movement 7. I don't. Do they even have Swift Stride? Have you got them up there? I don't. Oh, they must. But they do have.
No, I don't have
cover.
them up here.
Surely.
I had to go in the Arcade Journal to get the banner.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Oh, sorry. You're saying the banner affects both?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
banner just affects the whole unit.
The poison attacks on the actual Spider Rider, is that on the poison and the Goblin? Because I think they do definitely have poison for the shots, but I wasn't sure if it was just for the attack.
Well. The Spider Rider mob has the poisonous attack special rule.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so it does. Yeah.
So they should all have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their movement 7. They are Swift Stride.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Interesting.
They're
Cool.
impetuous,
Well, you took my one. Did you have one, Andrew? Have you already done one? Now I can't remember.
Oh, I've got some, but I'll
do one because you went through your list quickly, and this is probably who had the Skaven list, or is there multiple Skaven lists? But
nah, there's only one.
Oh,
is there
Brass
only one?
balls, Alex.
Did you pick this
so
one,
good.
Andrew?
So we're going to go from one ridiculous theme list to the other ridiculous theme list, are we?
Yeah.
Did
you count out how many rats this thing had?
Are we talking about a tournament or a narrative event?
But it's pretty funny, isn't it?
So fitting.
Because you could have gone. You're right. There is some very, ridiculously hard lists here too. But it's funny to see someone going, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we should spotlight like this on these ridiculous theme lists more than anything else. Yeah.
So we have a Skaven Chieftain, Battlestan and Bearer on foot. Great weapon. The Storm Banner, is that the cut down, can't fly, only for one turn thing? Is that the same sort of thing that it used to be?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Gracie, just on foot. You don't need to bring one of those pesky bells. No one does that. You just you just bring your Gracie on foot. Demonology, Warpstone tokens, Plague Priest. He does have the Plague Sense. Oh, no, it's Plague Sensor, not the Plague Sensor thing. So he's on foot too, because you don't need that other bally poison thing. That's just stupid. But Master Assassin, two Death Globes. I don't know what those ones are. But then we have 24 Clan Rats and 24 Clan Rats. You got to bring them along anyway. But then you can add 24 more Clan Rats, 10 Giant Rats, 10 Giant Rats, 10 Giant Rats, 10 Giant Rats, 30 Giant Rats. With the 5-pack master thing. 30 Giant Rats, 27 Giant Rats, 27 Giant Rats, 27 Giant Rats, 27 Giant Rats. And then 2 units of 7 gutter runners, 1 ambushing. I don't know how many. Man, I don't know how many.
That is a ridiculous number of rats.
Giant rats are probably the best.
300 or something.
They're up there.
27. Now, giant rats, are they actually swarms, or is it? How does it work?
No.
Just normal ones.
Yeah. They got
rat is the base.
So that's not the swarm, the little dude. They're just like clan ratty type ones.
Yeah, clan rats, but they got attack with a second rank sort of thing. So
yeah. I mean, and if you get through them, which you will at some point, they're only getting 100 and something points, but they've just got shit ton of them.
But they're not really getting through much either. It reminds me of that ridiculous Snotling army. Bank on last year.
Yeah.
That really struggled.
That's it. It's because the giant rats. Like the problem with that is, I mean, they're what? Horde or warband or whatever it is, so it's gonna have a pretty good save really for a while till we get through them. Sorry, not save, leadership.
Leadership. He's playing a dark elf army up first with just the one dragon. I
think he's got 2 dragons in his list. Is it 2 or 1?
Is it?
Oh, is it only? Oh no, there's
Black
Dark
Dragon,
Pegasus. Sorry,
Illusion.
just 1 dragon. Just one. Only 1 dragon.
Only 1.
Cool. Would you have one? What's one of the ones you liked, Andrew?
Oh, probably one of the harder ones. I think I've been talking to him. You might have seen it in people have been talking about it to a certain degree in the Old World Australia chat. Is Adams, who is also one of the admins of the Old World Australia Facebook chat. Adam Gooley.
I'm trying to find his list.
It's up the top
center.
In the center.
You know what? I was looking for his demon icon. I'm a dumb. He's taking Wood Elves, isn't he?
Yeah. He's running the quintessential
Yeah.
Lord on the Dragon. This is where we're yet to see it. He's probably maybe he's broken it into Australia. This is we're going to be seeing this now with multiple Glade
Well, he doesn't
Guard.
have the befuddle. Is it what's the other one you see on this thing? Annoyance.
Yeah.
But I guess he's got the talisman and
Befuddlement
yeah,
of mischief or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then Spellweaver level 4, Ruby Ring, Elementalism. Nice. Elven Steed. Level 4, Battle Magic, Treatment Ancient.
That's an ancient. It's a treatment ancient. Yeah,
and then a bunch of, what do we
How
got?
many
Glade Guard
units
with
of
poison.
5 Glade Guard?
Glade Guard with Vanguard and what's it called?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Vulcans. 1,
So
2,
there are 5.
3.
The old
65 point
galore.
units of Glade Guard.
Yep. Poison shots. 2
units of
2 lots of
scouts.
10. Or 2 lots of 5 demon scouts. Yeah. Hagbane.
Oh, they're all poison. Oh my God.
Just some dryads. And then
5 dryads.
3 units of Sisters of the Thorn. And then a 5 wild rider unit. So, yeah, this is something out of, I mean, this is like the 2,000 point UK war Wood Elf lists with an extra 250 points added into it as well. A couple of more units of, well, you probably can fit this treatment ancient in a little bit when you've moved stuff around. So, yeah, that's, yeah. Pillar. Hopefully a pillar.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Elementalism, what's that going in? Trying to get the armor down? Because, he hasn't got a heap of arcane bodkins. He's got 1. Oh, no, 2. No, 1. 1 unit with arcane bodkins.
Yeah, 1 unit.
The vanguarding unit. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else has got poison. So, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
It's going for that Plague
He's going to like this. Because I know at Castle, he was like, nah, you got to bring a dragon. After he took the demons list. So he's gone and done it. So
he's come back. And he's up against, funnily enough, we don't need to go into his, but AK Light Acker's running a Scream list.
Oh,
that's
perfect matchup.
Oh.
They can really have fun with each other's lists.
Yeah. That one's horrendous too. Where is that? Is that 5 or 6 that he got at? 5 screams in that one.
Oh yeah, he had a lot. Two Mortis engines and
maybe it's 4.
At least 2 Banshees.
Yeah, no, it's 4. Sorry, I got that.
Only 4.
Yeah, only 4 screams. Yeah,
only 4
the 2 Mortis engines, the 2 Banshees, and the Graveguard unit, zombies and Blood Knights.
And Blood Knights.
I mean, and Actars. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, he's come back over from 9th, I'd guess. But obviously, he's one of the, ETC captains. I mean, he's going to be, Food Monster 1. We'll have fun with this list, I think. And he's played, I mean, he was playing, I mean, Orcs as well, but he was playing Vamps a lot too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was.
Oh, cool. What else we got? I've only got one more because I had Chris Ashton Jones on my list too, but I do have another one. So, Josh, do you want to
do the Empire list? James Alexander.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the icon
match
for that is. Match 8. Okay. Yep. That looks like a Space Marine type logo, not a.
Have you got it?
Yep.
Oh, you got it there. Yeah, cool.
I love the title in this. So good.
Yeah, the Empire may be very quiet. We're hunting dragons.
Yes. I mean, I think I picked this list because it is becoming what Empire lists largely are these days. So it's got a captain on a warhorse with a BSB, Razor Standard, and a Dragon Bow. A general on a Griffin with a white cloak. Then a High Priest of Ulrich, also on a warhorse, and he's got, where is it? Yeah, it's got a unit of 8 Outriders down the bottom. So I imagine both of those guys going there, a la Angus's anti-dragon tech. He's also got 2 Wizard Lords, level 3 and level 4, one on level 3 on Dark Magic, level 4 on Elementalism. Ruby Rings on the level 3 and the Law Familiar as well. And then he's got, for core, he's got 3 units of Empire Knights. Yeah.
I was going to ask, what do you think he's getting at? Because I just don't know Dark Magic enough. What's he going for there? The what's that one? They've got the word of. Am I getting confused? Is that the word of pain? Is that in Dark Magic? The toughness debuff.
That would be.
And
Is
then
that strength and toughness?
yeah, it's like itchy. Yeah,
Yeah,
nuisance,
yeah.
I think. Also, itchy
Oh.
nuisance is initiative and toughness, isn't it? I can't remember. But because he's got law familiar, like what do you reckon he's picking?
I don't know dark magic enough to,
Yeah, so you don't know. I'd
to have an
to
opinion.
look. Yeah, that's good. I just don't know enough about it either. But there must be. I think he's.
Yeah, I
It
mean
just
that
feels
one's
like
on a
that's why you're
Pegasi
picking
as
law
well.
familiar. Yeah.
So the
yeah.
dark magic guy is on a peg with law familiar. Yeah.
They do have like a vortex one, but I don't know. You have to have a look at that one because it looks different to what I would have thought. Like I would have thought he would have had at least one battle magic wizard in here, but yeah. But that's good.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, because he's got 3 demigriffs, a grey cannon, a steam tank. But then what?
Oh, he did have the great. I didn't even see the great cannons squished in.
I know it's squished in there. I almost didn't see it too.
Yeah.
Then he's got 13 knights that are drilled, 7 knights drilled, 7 knights not drilled. Yeah, so 2 units of drilled knights. So that's sort of the core, which I imagine they're just going to be marching columning up into the flanks.
Yeah.
Pacifica.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, you just got to take that, like your core's just all basically either knights or, you might take a bunch of those little archers. Yeah, you're just unfortunately just not seeing the big units of state troops, unfortunately.
Yeah. State troops are no longer part of the game.
It's just infantry in general, isn't it?
So one of the things, this is, and I obviously was listening to a podcast. That's why I was thinking about the, before I got killed by the car crossing the road around what was I thinking about? How shitty the Horde rule, whatever it was, the Motley Crew.
The Motley
I
rule.
was thinking about Empire. Like I was just basically thinking about, that you have like a chaos strat. Like you have these ideas of things that are really good output, like, dragons that can, kill anything, the ogre blade, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You got things like that are more tanky related. I can't remember what they're called in the old computer games. You had a tank and you had a bloody, like warrior or whatever it is. Like you have these attributes that, you sort of have to. It's generally a balance. Like if you're tanky, you probably don't do a lot of damage.
I like
but
DPS.
If you like the wild riders,
Yeah.
they're just like the glass cannons. They'll take you out. And it's good to have something that is a bit still tough, but can dish damage, but you don't want something that can just dish damage, but also can't die. And I feel like that's where Old World might have just lost it a little bit in some of these units that you don't need to pick anything. Like the Forest Dragon is tanky but with an Ogre Blade as well, he can still dish out. He can just do so much damage. And so it's just, that's why it's a no-brainer.
I would argue,
No, you're right.
I would argue that not just tankiness or dishing damage, but mobility is also the third sort of
that's the
consideration.
Third pillar. Yes, that's right. And that's where that's where I was going with this. So I was
perfect.
if you could graph out on 2 dimensions that, and then I went, oh shit, then you put movement in. Where does the peg and the Royal Knight, like the Royal peg, sit? They might not be fully as tanky as the dragon, but they're so much more even maneuverable. And so that pushes them into, when you see like a 3-dimensional cube, I'd love to see it graphed out in terms of
like a Venn diagram almost. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, well, you can get a 3-dimensional, like rather than an XY, it's an XYZ. You can see what quadrant. Well, it's not a quadrant, but like it would sit in, and those ones would be sitting like because the steam tank. And the reason why I was thinking that reminded me of it is the steam tank is the ultimate tanky type thing, but it's never been something that people. Like even in 8, sometimes you saw the double stank list, but it didn't destroy your army. It just sat there, you know what I mean, and just grinded you away. And so it wasn't something that people go, you're a fucking idiot. You've got the steam tank. I mean, it was a little bit gamey having the double stank, but you know what I mean? Like, whereas now there's a couple of these options where they're just obviously good at all of it, and you're just like, they need to just pull them back a bit, because you're not having to take any concession.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing is beating it is stuff that's even worse, basically. Like this arms race and mobility and output, which is pretty hectic.
So the other one, the Royal Host one was interesting. Where was that one, Alex? Where's Alex? Was it this one? That must be. So we are seeing a Royal Host, which is cool. I thought it was cool because it wasn't, you see the Mortuary Cult, but you don't see the Royal Host come out much. He's got the Tomb Prince just on foot, level 1, because that's all they can be. He doesn't have any. The only thing is, he doesn't have heaps of magic in this. Obviously being Royal Host, but yeah, the Royal Mantle's allowing him to dish out that My Will Be Done to units within that command range, which is sort of cool. Battle Standard Bearer on foot as well. I don't know what that banner does, to be honest. Another one, Royal Host on Skeleton Chariot with a Destroyer of Eternities, which I did look up now, I can't remember. I'll look at it in a minute. He's obviously going in these other chariots, the 3 Tomb Guard chariot unit, I think, which has got Death Mask of Carnates, causing terror. I think the Destroyer of Eternities was things like a souped up killing blow great weapon, so something like that. Then he's got Mortuary Priest level 2 just with Necromancy Power Scroll. Being level 2, it's not like he can try and double up the Necromancy spells like trying to do the leadership debuffs because there's just no guarantee. So I'm guessing he's and a Power Scroll. I mean, is he going to just power through some of the maybe the reroll ones to hit type spell for this skeleton cohort, which has 28 archers but 42 Royal Host warriors with the poison attack and
what have you done, Gomer?
Move. So 70. He's up to 70. So he's getting there. He's getting there. 70 in that one.
Set a precedence, Gomer.
Holy shit.
I love that one. That's cool. 70 dudes. And then 2 Tomb Scorpions. And he's got 3 Bow Sharpties, which I like. But then he's also got...
What have we got in rare? Oh, my
4
God. That's
Screaming
really
Skull Catapults. So...
Jeez.
Unless they misfire, when it lands, everyone's -1 leadership within 8 or whatever it is, isn't it? So you can just automatically as long as you don't misfire, you're knocking people down. Is it -4 leadership? Bubble? Is that what this thing does?
Is it cumulative? Is it? Oh,
I think it is. Unless you got that other item where you don't take leadership debuffs.
Yeah.
I think so. I'd have to double check
Lady's
this,
Grace.
I was thinking, is this what this is doing? It's sitting here. You can't if you try to get to it. There's massive units sitting somewhere, and then these guys are just. The thing is, there's not much else. I mean, he's got this unit with terror, but I mean, what else? There's not a whole lot else to punch out. But it is funny. It's got some interesting. It'll be interesting to see what matchups it goes well against. Who's he actually playing? Chris Thompson with his Beastmen. It's a bit scary if this one's got a heap of ambushes and stuff and just get in and destroy skeletons and catapults and stuff. But
just get him on.
He's got lots of these little razor gore herds. Yeah, you can probably get in there. Dragon ogres, I don't know. Razor gore chariots, Tuskgore chariots. Yeah, see, he's only really got 28 poison shots. So it's not going to do that much. And when they're not against large targets, they can't all shoot and all that sort of stuff. So it may not be that scary against this sort of stuff. But yeah, just interesting. I thought it was funny to see it. Plus, that big block of 70 would look pretty cool on the table. But 4 Screaming Skull catapults is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, no, it is.
What else do you have, Andrew?
They were mine.
Okay. Did you have one more, Josh? Or
I got one last one. Adam Cesperitz. The Brett's one.
There it is. The Brett list. Is that just a normal Brett list? Oh, yeah.
Not that normal.
The Portalo bitches.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
Oh, you're going to love this list, Josh. I just skimmed it. Yeah.
Oh, no. I like this list. So, this is a Duke. I mean, so the characters are pretty typical. So you've got a Duke on a peg with an Ogre Blade, virtual the Temper, then a Paladin, BS. Is he a BSB? Yeah, it's a BSB. He's got the Horn, also on a peg. Whatever. And a Prophetess level 4 on Elementalism. But then it gets more interesting because you got 20 Knights of the Realm on foot. all with great weapons and
Oh,
shields
sorry, it's
and
nice
a war
around,
banner.
sorry. Well, that's cool that people are bringing them, eh? Like, wow. Yeah.
I've heard people have success with them, so it's nice to see them. Then a little unit of men at arms. How many is that? Is that 13? Yeah, I think 13 or 14 men at arms. I don't know how it adds up in this.
Right,
thing.
because you don't know if it's 18, but then
no,
14
it'd be
with
10.
the yeoman, standard bearer.
I think it's 10.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's 18 total. I don't know.
Just men at arms with this blessed triptych, and then 14 bowmen, 10 bowmen, and then special we got pilgrims. We got battle pilgrims and a Grail
Reliquary.
Oh,
loving it.
I think it's 15 pilgrims and then the Reliquary. I've never seen the Reliquary in action in this game.
I don't even think I've seen it in real life. Like,
I have one in a
model.
box somewhere, but I've never actually. I bought it in 8th ed. I've never unboxed it.
Yeah.
And he's got 4 pegs, 1 unit of 4 pegs, which with full command, which is fine. And he's got a Treb, and then 10 Grail Knights with full command. I don't think there's got any other magic items in that Grail Knight unit. No, but a massive unit of Grails. So I like this list.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a nice variety of great stuff.
It is, though, isn't it? Like, if this was like the type of army you saw, and obviously saying that, there's balance everywhere else and you're not getting steamrolled because everyone else has got crazy lists, it is nice to see some, that the Peg Knights are just a supporting unit. They're a good one, but,
That's all they should be. They're not supposed to be the primary strike force of the army.
Yeah,
supporting flanking unit. That's all they should be. But so this will be a fun list to play.
And to be honest, I mean, it's great
against.
to have a character occasionally on a peg, but a lot of these knight dudes should be on a horse as well. Right?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them.
It needs a horse.
Sometimes on a horse, not just always on a Pegasus every single time. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
that's what it is. Good luck with him. Who's he? Who's he playing? It's just here somewhere. Now I've lost it.
14.
Match
It's a bread off.
Oh, that is 10.
Ooh.
It's
which
Michael
Brett list is he
Duke.
playing against?
Errantry Crusade.
Yes, very good. Very good goal. Errantry Crusade. So what is it? Duke, Crusader's Lance.
What does Crusader's Lance do?
I think it's extra strength.
Okay.
Oh, no. I think. Oh, no, I'd have to double check that actually. No, maybe not for that.
And Crusader's Tapestry. It's cool. I guess these are from the Arcane Journal.
Yeah, the Arcane Journals. What is Crusader's Lance? Hold on, I'm getting it up. Furious Charge, Hatred, Alamane 2.
Ooh.
Ooh. Going for the Prophetess, level 4 wizard on the Warhorse with the Ogre Blade and Illusion.
I wonder what she's trying to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. I guess if you're playing the Falconhorn, you get in combat, but man, you just die back, wouldn't you, as well? But
yeah.
That is ballsy, straight. So your prophetess in.
How good would it be if she took someone out there? What a good story. Got punked.
Yeah. Took a drag.
Prophetess wearing a dress to battle. Yeah.
Can she do that from the second rank though? Can't she cast? Can you cast that?
I don't know. No idea.
Do you have to be in the fighting rank to cast?
But don't they have a rule where their
salad,
things do, like she can attack, so therefore she's in the fighting rank? Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't know what the rules for the.
Well, because the lance, she can be moved back into the rank that she's safe in.
But she doesn't fight
about Salmon spells, whether or not
she might have to. But she can not be there. She can go into the fighting rank if they want to put her there.
Yeah, she can go into the fighting rank. Where is the? It's under her name. I think. Pretty sure the special rule must be under her.
Yeah, you're going for a lot. Like it's.
Yeah.
And then what else have we got? We've got Knights Errant, 5 Knights Errant, 9 Knights of the Realm, 9 Knights of the Realm, 4 Pegged Knights, and 5 Grail Knights.
Classic.
Cool.
Classic Bretonnian list. except for the suicidal
lady, the angry lady.
I didn't need
man. That's cool. Well, there's some fun ones. I was a bit, obviously, we didn't go into some of the other ones. There is some crazy. I mean, you did touch actors, pretty insane, but I'm assuming there's a bunch of other Wood Elf. Oh, I think Mark Hurwitz, he's got his Wood Elves as well. I think they're pretty souped up. There's going to be some tough ones there as well. Obviously, I'm not saying these ones aren't tough. They're just cool to see something different.
Okay.
Paddy's is crazy Wood Elf as well.
So, guys, going back to that thing about the special doppelganger. So, Shield of the Lady special rule. If the characters join the unit, strength 10 or more, with the vow, they may voluntarily retire to the rear of the unit at any time, moving through the ranks and taking a position away from the combat. Should they do so, they're no longer within the fighting rank. However, they may cast spells as if they were within the fighting rank.
Ah, there you go. That's why. So you can't even hurt her.
You can't hurt her, you can't touch her, and she can get off some spectrals from within the unit.
Okay.
That's actually...
So then she's in one of these nights and just go into... You can still challenge her, but you'd have to... Is that right? But she wouldn't have to take... Like if she was trying to kill a dragon, for example.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. You have to look up the rules for challenges. Whether or not she can take them or not. You might have to be in the fighting.
Like once you're in a challenge, if she's in a challenge, you'd be able to attack her, obviously. But if she's not, and she's just sitting there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, we'll see. That'd be very interesting. You'll have to report back on that one.
Yeah, so I imagine she'd go one of the bigger units in Knights of the Realm, would she? Or maybe the Grails?
Oh, yeah, maybe the Grails. I don't know. Because then, I don't know. Depending on what she's fighting, she's got... Because they can all take challenges, eh? That's why
they all can. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
interesting. There's no chaff in those. In fact, a lot of these lists, the Brett lists, really lack mounted yeomen and squires. Like you hardly see any.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I don't know about these, but in general, those other winning ones, do they need it because they're flying over in your backfield?
Well, they don't. Yeah, because they're flying. They don't care. Although I did see at least one has some mounted yeomen, but yeah, the more well-rounded lists, I feel like you do need something to get to chaff up to set up your charges. Interesting.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of those other lists had like the chaff protecting the casters, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, there's only like 1 year of yeoman, and there was a level 4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was more just a level 4 on the horse.
Yeah, on the horse. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
That's crazy. There was no other unit in the whole Brett army that she could hide on. Then she was on a horse.
Formations. Yeah, it's not a thing.
Are the yeomen are they impetuous or anything? They're okay. It's only the errantry knights are.
Yeah, it's just the errant
knights. Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, good luck, Andrew. I think there's going to be some interesting lists that you're playing.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, and maybe you'll see a battle report out this. Well, maybe we'll see how we go. I'll bet if I can get a game in tomorrow, I should still be able to get it out before I go because I'm going away for the weekend. That's all. But yeah, we'll see. I'll chat to you in the morning though about the game and confirm all that stuff, so you're not wasting time.
I'll have some games to bring back.
Yes, you will.
Always fun in Sydney. Good bunch of guys down in the Shire. Guys and girls.
It should be good. I wish I was going, but anyway, it's all good. Geez, how many tournaments is that for Old World? Is that your third or fourth? You've been able to get a few in.
Oh God.
1, 2. Might be your fourth.
Fourth, yeah.
Because you went to that other Sydney one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dizzy
okay.
heights.
Anything else, guys, to add on MOAB or any other craziness about these lists, or you're all trying to wrap it up?
I think we can wrap it up.
No worries, getting late here. Thanks, guys, for listening to another Old World Fanatics episode. If you enjoy our ramblings, please leave us a 5-star review on your podcast software of choice. Or if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, subscribe, and alert button to notified of our latest videos like the hopefully battle report that Andrew and I will play soon. And again, feel free to join our Patreon over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. That's where you find us over there. You can email us or jump on the Australian Discord channel. We're usually around on that as well. So until next time, thanks for listening to another episode of Old World Fanatics. Cheers, everyone, and good luck, Andrew, on your weekend's endeavours.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Yep.
Au revoir.